So, here's the deal. I get to go first. I'm very excited about that because on January the 2nd of 2003, so 01, 02, 03,
Yep.
Love it. That's good stuff.
Your first show of the new year.
Yeah, first show of the new year.
Keep forgetting we're in January because, in real time, we're in October. So we're about to end the year.
I know, right? Well, that's the fun of the show.
Exactly.
So I need to ask a favor of you, my friend.
Absolutely.
Can you hold this for just one moment?
Yeah, of course. What for us?
So we are opening the show on SmackDown with the Intercontinental Champion Chavo Guerrero. But here in the real world, I got older. I had a birthday, and for my birthday, I got the best birthday present ever. This beautiful World Wrestling Federation Championship.
Shout out to Carrie. I think he likes it.
I know, right? So Intercontinental Champion Chavo Guerrero brags that not only has he gotten to the same level as Uncle Eddie, but that he has surpassed Rey Mysterio in every way.
Wow.
This leads to Stephanie McMahon coming to the stage and interrupting. She congratulates Chavo for winning the Intercontinental Championship. However, she has a big news, not just for Chavo, but all of the SmackDown champions. And that is, even though the elective ascension has been introduced, we're entering Royal Rumble season.
Yeah, buddy.
And the Royal Rumble is unlike any other time of the year. And Stephanie feels that all the champions not only should, but will be in the Royal Rumble.
I like that.
And so the fact is that she says all the champions will be in, but there's no guarantee that who is currently champion will be champion at the Royal Rumble. And so she wants not just for the champions to be on the lookout, but also all possible challengers. And so she closes this out, just letting everybody know that her eyes are open to what the wrestlers are doing.
I like it.
And so Chavo, a little less confident now with his title, but he's still trying to hold his head up high. And so Stephanie, steps out, Chavo walks away, and we open the show, not promo-wise, but we open the wrestling portion of the show with a man that has had good fortunes here on Alpha Entertainment Worldwide SmackDown, and that being Jamie Noble. He's taking on Vascular Val of the Iron Addicts. The Iron Addicts, they want to push Jamie to be his best. They believe in him, and they want him to be in their group, and that's why that they are putting on this sporting contest. But of course, Jamie he wins the match because, that's how much they look up to him. They believe in his ability,
Sure.
and so no big surprise there. Jamie goes over.
Love to see it.
So footage is shown from last week after the match where Farouk and Bradshaw, they beat down D'Lo Brown.
Right. Very heartbreaking ending to the year.
Yeah, so in the back, Teddy Long is with them, and he just keeps saying playa, and he's doing his little
holla, doing his
exactly,
dance.
yeah.
I got you.
Just some ha fun times. After we get updated on that situation from last week, we hear, where's the big show? And he's taking on Scott Steiner. Both men, both Scott and I'm gonna call him Paul White,
Okay.
have their factions with them. So best first generation with Scott Steiner, so Kevin Nash and Booker T,
Right.
and XL Factor with Paul White, the Big Show. In this match, Big Show is able to not just choke slam, but beat Scott Steiner.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In case you need any justification for it, it's because the Royal Rumble's coming and the best first generation are going to need some challengers.
Yep,
and
makes
so
sense.
makes sense to use a ready-made group.
Yep.
When it comes to the XL Factor.
Believable because they got big bodies too.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
That makes perfect sense.
Yes. Oh, dude, I got some big plans for them later in 2003. I almost said 2023, but 2003.
I'm about to say a little bit of a jump.
Yes. But when we get to the Survivor Series,
Yeah.
it's gonna be big meaty men on that their team. I'll tell you what.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
Yeah. So after the big show, best Scott Steiner, because again those big men doing big work.
Yeah.
We get some cruiserweight action.
I'd love to see the cruiserweights too.
Where Nunzio is still trying his best to get his first win within.
Secure his first W.
Yes. Unfortunately, he comes up short against Billy Kidman.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And after Kidman makes easy work of Nunzio, we have another cruiserweight great, that being the Hurricane. He makes his way out to the ring, and he is taking on Bull Buchanan, the man who bested Rey Mysterio last week.
Yes.
And to keep Bull's momentum running, Bull Buchanan defeats the Hurricane here on SmackDown.
Okay with that.
So Rey comes out and he evens the odds because Hugh Morris was out there with Bull Buchanan.
Of course.
And after the match, where Bull Buchanan wins, Hugh Morris slides into the ring. He and Rey begin to go at it. They get separated by a referee. But after the break, we come back and ding ding, Rey Mysterio versus Hugh Morris.
Classic wrestling fashion.
Yes. So this show was happening, or is happening, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And Rey Mysterio is big over in New Mexico. I mean, Rey Mysterio is popular everywhere.
He's popular everywhere, but
yes. New Mexico is in love with Rey Mysterio. They are glad that he
love
wins.
mass wrestlers.
Absolutely, they're glad that he wins and defeats Hugh Morris. And that leads to our handicap main event match, where Farouk and Bradshaw collectively are taking on The Undertaker for his television title. So, even though The Undertaker agreed to this ludicrous match,
you of course remember midway through the match he's The Undertaker and it doesn't matter.
Correct. So, for the sake of the rules, not that it will matter, if Bradshaw pins The Undertaker, he will be champion. And if Farouk pins The Undertaker, he will be champion.
Cool.
So it's not one of these shared title things.
No co-champions.
Yeah,
no
no, exactly, no lay cool. I'm glad you said it because that's exactly where mine was going. But throughout the match, Teddy Long tries to help his boys win.
As any good manager would.
But Chuck Palumbo rides his motorcycle down, chases off Teddy. Taker wins and retains the Alpha Entertainment Worldwide Television Championship to close out this opening episode of the year for AEW SmackDown.
Love it. Great way to open the year.
So lots of fun things, setting up groundwork for what is to come. And I'm looking forward to the Monday Night Raw.
Let's get to it.
All right. What's up?
Yeah, I'm about to say 1-6. First Raw of the year.
Yes, first Raw of the year.
And we got to start off big. So let's start off with the biggest thing we possibly can. Team Angle walking down the ring. Kurt, Shelton, Hoss,
yeah,
and Stacy.
Yeah. Oh, I love that she's a part of the group.
Yeah,
that's so smart.
I mean, it was without her they wouldn't be here.
Yeah, so, exactly. But I mean, in the shoot world, it was Paul Heyman.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
But here in the working world, we got a much better looking brains behind this.
About to say, better looking. Nice that Stacy has a brain for the first time in her career too.
Yes.
So we'll take the small victories where we can get them.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Stacy's
brain.
Well, not her brain, but her good treatment that she's gotten on the Monday Night Raw.
Of course.
While we're starting the year of 2003, I want to get this out of the way first. There has been a behind-the-scenes trade for Raw and SmackDown. Raw has gotten Tori Wilson from SmackDown, and SmackDown will get a pickup from Raw to be revealed down the line.
Of course. Glad you reminded me of that because I booked this episode before.
Oh, exactly. I'm just putting it out there.
Yep, but good. Good looking out. Glad you said something.
But yeah, I literally went through all the year and just took her off because everything I had, I was ashamed of. So I was like, can't do it. I was like, I'm too Vince here. I can't be doing it my way.
Can't get away with it. All right.
I mean, I could. I just didn't want to.
Yeah. No, I'm a fan of it. I'll have Thor will not pop up until February, but we will have good stuff.
Yeah. I have faith in her.
Once
I
I
mean, you
think it.
more specifically.
Well, so, as long as you have faith in somebody, I feel
Yeah.
like we'll make it work.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Team Angle comes down to the ring. Kurt tells the crowd, last time he saw him, his back was against the wall. He was down and out. He was nursing injuries. And while he was preparing for this heroic return, Stacy was out putting in work. She was out scouting for people who could watch my back, people who could make sure that I hold up the lofty standards of being the Olympic hero.
Love it.
And what better two guys for that than two amateur wrestling greats in Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. Say, you want to talk about how good these guys are? Shelton Benjamin was Brock Lesnar's roommate when he was in, what was it, Minnesota?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the University of Minnesota.
University of
I think
Minnesota.
I think that feels right.
About to say, I didn't actually write it down. So
I know where Charlie went. It
going
was
off
Seton Hall University.
Cool,
I
right.
just know that it stood out.
Yep.
Jim Ross loved saying it.
I'm about to say, he was a big fan of that. Big fan.
Because it was Oklahoma, so he loves him from Oklahoma.
Love him, Boomer Sooner and all that.
Exactly, whatever that means.
But yeah, so Stacy, if you ever watch the Paul Heyman speech in
Yeah.
IRL,
Absolutely.
pretty much just regurgitates that as far as why these two are great and why they're a great fit for old Kurt Angle.
Absolutely, and it's true though. It is true. It's true. And I personally just feel like there's so many people that, like Nick Nemeth is a great example
Yes.
of a guy that if you would have leaned into his being the
Background.
winningest wrestler in Kent State University,
Which
or
is insane.
Jake Hager with his, I mean, I
All-American,
get it. They said
American.
Jack Swagger's an All-American, but
Yeah.
Jack Swagger's not a real person. So if he would have been Jake Hager, then you could emphasize when he actually won.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like it when we get to be based in reality with
Yeah.
Charlie and Shelton and Kurt.
I enjoy the fantasy of professional wrestling, but sometimes having that reality does.
Oh yeah,
Let's add something.
exactly. Yeah.
So I definitely get where you're coming from there. Stacey says individually they are great, but together they are wrestling's greatest tag team.
You're jumping ahead. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well give him the name
If
now.
it works, it works.
I'm about to say,
Yeah, I'm
might
all
as well
about
give
it.
him the gimmick now.
Yeah.
Especially since there's no one on Raw's roster right now that like wrestles
Yeah.
better than them.
Yeah. I
So-
like it.
Definitely was there. Kurt finally says it's
It's kind
time.
of like what we did with Evolution. We didn't waste time doing
Yeah.
Deacon Batista or
About-
whatever Randy
whatever
was
the
wasting
fuck
time.
Randy was
Yeah,
doing
nothing.
before. My God, he was. Yeah, because wasn't he flirting with Was it Stacey?
Yeah, it was Stacy.
Oh my
Yeah.
lord.
Well, technically, she was the one who she wasn't flirting. She was just impressed.
Yeah, about
She
to
was
say,
like-
she was a big fan. Of
She was a
his.
big fan.
Big fan.
Yeah, that's why they ended up dating later, just so he could give her the RKO
Yeah.
on
Yep.
TV. I mean,
Yep. I remember that. Oh lord. Yeah, the first 2 years of Randy's career was
questionable.
Yeah. I was trying to be nice, but yeah, very
Yeah.
questionable.
Yeah,
But it's okay. He turned it around.
absolutely. Nah, I don't think he was ever gonna make it.
Done. Oh man. But yeah, Kurt says it's time to settle this issue with Hardcore Vice once and for all, with the numbers even, and challenges them to a 6-man tag team Hell in a Cell match at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view.
Will you still have Raven by then?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, don't worry. I
I was-
mapped it out.
I was worried. I was-
We're never gonna make that mistake again.
okay, that's okay. I mean, it is what it is. I would have let you slide.
Trust
It's
me,
worth it.
Trust me. You understand because I remember how upset you were when.
There's a certain fella who always messes me over.
Yeah. So poor guy. Yeah, so I double, triple check because I want to make Raven a
Smart.
big deal
Smart.
while I have him for
Yes.
this very, very ungodly short amount of time.
Yeah, but that's a great match to book. I'll tell you what.
Thank you. And it's the perfect thing for the ECW guys. Of course, Raven comes out, says he accepts, and tells Angle to be careful what he wishes for.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes.
I mean, I keep falling into that trap, but whatever.
It's really
It's so easy.
It's so easy. But yes. Yeah, that's the opening segment to Raw though.
I like it.
Next up we have our girl, the last winner of the year for
Oh, Molly
AEW.
Holly.
Molly Holly
Yeah.
comes out celebrating her big title win. You got the confetti, you got the birthday cake, the dance. No,
Yeah, the babyface.
babyface treatment.
Yeah, I like
Crowd's
it.
loving it.
Yeah,
Big smiles. Molly's walking around the ring, signing autographs, kissing babies.
that's smart.
Classic
I like
stuff.
the autographing thing.
And just takes the mic and just wants to thank the audience for always supporting her and appreciating her for all of her hard work. Because in real life, I'm a big Molly Holly
Of
fan.
course.
But she's just that woman is just like an awesome person.
And to me, it was always puzzling the choices that Vince made
It
with
wasn't
her.
Wasn't that puzzling to me? She wasn't tall with big boobs and blonde.
What I mean is, she had talent.
Yeah.
That's all I meant. She had talent,
Yeah,
right?
Vince isn't like that. I'm about to say none of it surprised me at all.
It made me sad.
Like Trish got lucky because like he had all the other qualities that Vince liked, and even then she still didn't get away with it.
Yeah, it's true.
So
Yeah, she had to suffer through a lot.
yeah, she had a ton. It was
I guess everybody had to suffer through a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Lita, it happened at the end, but she still got it.
yeah. No, she got it while she was there too, but to be fair, that part was self-inflicted.
Oh, sure. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, a little.
Some of it was self-inflicted.
I know she did it. I know she did the deed, but my goodness, it was a lot of suffering. Suffering for it. I'm like, my goodness.
Good lord. But yeah. I don't think you're a woman in WWE without getting something from Vince.
That's true. Yeah, especially. I mean, when do you think it stopped? Is it when Stephanie invented women's wrestling, or was it even after that? Because there's some like clear line where it's like
To be honest, I don't think it ever stopped because Vince is still there.
True.
But I think it's gotten extremely better.
What I mean by stopped, right?
Yeah.
Is so when Stephanie invented wrestling, she brought Becky, Charlotte, Paige, all them to the main roster at the same time.
Yeah,
I guess
submission
Paige was already
sorority,
there.
of course. Yeah.
Yes, when that gimmick that I'm not gonna pop up. So when Stephanie invented
women's wrestling on that
it
night.
seems as though that might have been when they began to start being nicer to women.
Yeah, that's because they realized it was a PR nightmare at that point, so they wanted.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying why they did it. It just seems like that might be the day that they said, "Why don't we just stop?"
You know what the day
taking
was?
everybody's clothes off.
I think
for no reason. Because like on my ECW reviews, Kelly drives me nuts. It's like,
why
you're
not,
are you so
not
stupid?
a fan. Yeah.
Why are you so stupid?
Yeah. I watched it literally before I came over here. I watched your review episode 3 and 4, currently on the channel.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the thing that drives you insane is the Sandman segments and the Kelly segments.
I'm telling you, if those weren't on episode 3, it would have been a 5-star show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I remember those episodes. Those are good.
Yeah. Like Kurt Angle versus Rob Van Dam. Who's ever
going
to be against that? Nobody. Nobody going to be against that.
Phenomenal.
Like that's peak Perk Angle right there.
You know what it was? You know when the swing around turn when they got rid of the Divas title.
I think you're right. Yeah. Well, and that's what happened when Charlotte was promoted. Is she was the last Divas champion.
Yep.
So you're right.
Very last first women's champ. Well,
of that era.
Yeah. But yeah, because even then when they brought in Becky, Paige, and Charlotte, like there was still the Bella Twins, AJ Lee making out.
Yeah.
Stuff like there was still like stuff. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
You actually have people wrestle. Well, AJ's been able to wrestle this whole time.
Exactly.
But I digress.
She was doing her best to help everybody.
Yeah, like she was literally. AJ Lee is the very definition of I'm trying to carry everyone here, and the weight's too much.
There's this awesome 3-count video from Wrestle Talk, and both Pete and Luke have the same 3 words for Beth Phoenix: in wrong era.
Yeah. I honestly couldn't think of better.
Yeah, it's true.
But yes.
Yes. Sorry, I'm rambling.
No, honestly, it was a good conversation.
It's true stuff, though.
And the reason we got on that is because Molly Holly, also probably in the wrong era.
100%.
But she celebrates her title before she is, title win, before she's interrupted by your girls, the Black Widow Alliance. Of course, before anything can go down, out comes Jazz, out comes Nydia, and in comes Trish, kind of like sneaking in, real saunteringly, like not making a big spectacle of it. Just she's there.
Yeah.
And of course, Eric Bischoff, in all of his infinite wisdom, as the controversial mind he is like, I got a great idea. So we're gonna have 2 triple threat matches, and the winners will face Molly at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, that's really smart.
Thank you.
Like, I was wondering what Trish was doing there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no knock. I mean, it's smart to have Trish around. But,
right, but at this point,
this makes it fit really well.
Thank you. I was a big fan of it personally when I came up with it. I was like, I think I was gonna be a fan.
Yeah.
But so that'll be for I want to say next week. Yeah. Next segment we have Cena coming out challenging Christian for the United States Championship, saying he will become U.S. champion, and then after he becomes U.S. champion, will win the Royal Rumble, as Oz said earlier. Well, not Oz. Stephanie said earlier that all champions are going to be in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, you're doing that gimmick too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Figured why not?
Yeah, that's good.
It makes sense. We'll just have Eric say it was his idea because that sounds like
Yeah,
Eric Bischoff.
I like
thing.
it. Yeah.
But Christian, of course, accepts because fighting champion.
Yes.
Also, can I just say, Christian Cage, my God,
Doing big work.
legend.
Doing big work.
Listen, if you've been watching the series, you know I'm a Christian fanboy as is, but this man has somehow reinvented himself on a Chris Jericho level with his work in AEW.
Yes.
So we're at time of recording,
Please stand by.
and we're back.
Yes. Sorry, we had to talk about future events.
Right. But like I was saying, the
Christian's
work Christian
so
is
good,
doing
yes.
right now
Oh,
is
yes.
phenomenal. Russell Dream, the Nick Wayne turn, I was losing it because I'm like, it makes sense.
Yes.
The boy needs a father, damn it. He doesn't have a father. Thank God for Christian.
Did you see the clip where Brian Alvarez asked him the first time he saw Nick Wayne wrestle?
Yeah.
And Christian said, "I've never watched Nick Wayne wrestle." and so he says, so Brian first says, Brian Alvarez from the Wrestling Observer. So
Yeah.
Christian says, "Did you give me a star rating?" He's like, "No." And he says, "Well, what's your question?" He said, "Have you ever seen, or what's your favorite Nick Wayne match?" And he says, "I've never watched Nick Wayne
Never watched
wrestle."
him wrestle.
And so now Brian doesn't know what to say, right? And so Christian's just rambling about star ratings on it. He said, "What was your question?" He's like, "Well, I asked you if you'd ever seen Nick Wayne wrestle, but you said you hadn't." He's like, "Oh, have you ever?" Or he's like, "Have you ever wrestled?" He's like, "Well," or no, he said, "Do you wrestle?" And Brian said, "Well, not anymore." And he's like, and then Brian says, "I used to wrestle his dad, Buddy Wayne."
Buddy Wayne.
And
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And anyway, I just
That's
love
why he
Christian.
asked the question. He wanted to talk.
Yeah.
That's smart interviewing.
Yeah,
Old Brian Alvarez.
but yeah, Christian's doing great stuff.
Dude, man. Listen, it's a crying shame that Vince is running WWE. That's all I'm gonna say. Just anyone else looks at Christian and this is a money star.
I agree.
In Vince's hands, he's a tantrum throwing crybaby.
You wanted to put a dot over
Put
his face.
Yeah, I'm like, how did you not see
How'd
what
you miss
the
the boat?
whole
Yeah.
rest of the planet saw?
Yeah. I loved buying the pay-per-view where he won the NWA World Title.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Yeah. Obviously, I watched that retroactively, but it was still great.
Yeah.
Great moment.
Yeah, Christian, great.
Man, who would have guessed? TNA makes good decisions. Wild. Okay.
They didn't always make bad decisions.
Yeah. It definitely certain management. helped
Speaking
that
of
go downhill.
TNA guys, what do you think of that Joe promo where he had the whiskey and the cigar?
Honestly, big fan of it.
I was like, Mafia Joe, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's main event Mafia Joe.
Yeah,
It's
main
that-
event Mafia
It's
Joe.
the exact same guy. in
Oh
TNA.
my goodness. Yes.
He pushes that energy. So
Yes.
I'm convinced Joe could do whatever he wants on
Yes,
TV and
it's
make
so-
it work.
so true.
It's if he wants to come in a sweet tooth next week.
Yeah.
I feel like he could make
Here's
it
my
work.
thing. So, assuming that this stays going on, when we get to the year that he debuts in NXT, I don't ever plan on putting his behind in NXT. We'll put other draws. We'll put other draws.
I'm
in
about to say
NXT.
NXT needs some draws.
Yeah, but we're gonna put him on the main roster and strap him up quick because that guy deserves it.
I'm about to say if I'm booking him, he'll be champion next week.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Actually, well, yeah, this is so far in the future that I could.
Of
say
course,
no.
yeah.
Can we just make it so his debut he wins the title? Because I don't think we're ever gonna do that for anyone else.
You mean the Tip Top title?
Yeah, literally the day he comes in.
I don't know. I'm not saying no.
I was about to say,
I'm not saying.
I don't know who
even
we're
know
gonna
what-
have
I
as
don't
a
even-
champion
I don't
at that
even, yeah,
point.
exactly. I don't know who the champion is. I don't know what year it is. I forget.
I'm just pissing it now because I'm gonna say if we're gonna do it for anyone,
I
I
think
feel like
he's-
Joe would be the perfect
Absolutely.
person to do it.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Especially since we're definitely not doing the Brock Lesnar holds the champion for 9 years.
Of course,
thing.
yeah. So, as you know, anybody who watches, we don't book double Tip Top titles. We one top
there's
title
one
and that's
top.
it.
Just one.
The design may change, the name may change, but there's just one top title. It can go to any show,
Yeah.
but there's just the one. There's not this shared title thing, so nobody's gonna take it home and sit on their couch and kick their feet up.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if your name is Roman or Brock Lesnar, yeah. But yeah, so I'm not gonna say no because I love Joe.
Yeah.
But there's actually a different pitch that I'm interested in playing around with. So,
Okay.
did you ever watch or listen to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard?
Yeah, occasionally.
So, the year that Yokozuna won, do you know who else was in the runnings to win the Royal Rumble?
No.
Scott Steiner.
Like Big Papa.
Mullet Scott Steiner. Tag team wrestler Scott Steiner.
Oh, so this is like old school. Okay.
Yeah, this is 1993. That's the year that Yokozuna won.
Oh,
It was the first year.
Okay.
It was the first year that the winner of the Royal Rumble was guaranteed a title shot at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So he made the pitch, supposedly, that Scott Steiner should win. And I think that it's so. His reasoning was Scott is young,
Yes.
Scott's good looking, and he's a great athlete. All of these are great
I said
arguments.
it takes a lot of boxes.
And he said, if we're gonna create a new star, we should pick somebody young. They did that with Yoko.
Mhm.
They should pick somebody with a unique look. Yoko had that too, but
had
Scott,
that too.
yeah, and had great presence. So both guys did it, but Vince went with Yoko instead of Scott.
Which is shocking.
But
hindsight.
I know, right? But my point is, I've always liked the idea of somebody debuting in the Royal Rumble and winning.
Yeah.
You know who the best candidate for that is, in my
AJ
opinion?
Styles.
AJ Styles.
I'm about to say,
Because it's rare that you have a Royal Rumble debut.
yeah.
And so, I again, not guaranteeing it'll happen. I think it'd be a good idea to play with.
Hey, listen, I'm not mad at the pitch.
And in that match, it was for the WWE Championship anyway. Remember? Because
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, there's no
Wait, so he
guarantee will do
debuted in that Rumble. He could have won WWE.
He could have, yeah. He could have, technically.
What
He
a wild,
didn't,
what a
but,
wild.
yeah.
I obviously, but what a wild world.
I know. Love it. All right, continue with your.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Back to the actual show now.
Yes.
Let's see. Christian accepts, and obviously declares himself for the Royal Rumble, whether
Yes.
he's U.S. champion or not.
Correct.
As is his right with his record. Bischoff announces that the Samoan SWAT team is banned from the arena tonight for tonight's main event, as he has a little bit of Benjamin sticking out of his blazer.
I like that. That's the smart booking.
And then finally, we have our main event of the evening. It is Evolution, the team of Randy Orton and Batista in this case, with Triple H and Ric Flair versus Jericho and Kane, the Devil and the King,
Yeah.
for the Tag Team Championships of the world. I could do a lot of BS, but we did that with all the rambling we did, so I'll just cut straight to the chase. Evolution wins after a Batista bomb on Kane
That's
through
beautiful.
the announce table and an
Crazy.
RKO on old Jericho on the apron.
That's awesome. Dude, that's good booking right there.
Thank you, thank you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Chris Jericho and Kane's team. They've done really good
That's why,
work.
that's why they were on the Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a great surprise.
Thank you. Obviously, Jericho and Kane are two great workers. They've been great pretty much their whole career. Well,
Yeah.
not all of Kane's career,
Of
but
course, yes. Yeah, he's had some ups and downs.
a lot of ups and downs. But the point being, they were two great guys to be tag champions when I needed them to be tag champions.
Absolutely.
They carried the belts really well. They did exactly what I needed them to do. But it just felt like it made sense.
Yeah, now's the time.
Yeah, especially because of what happens to Batista later down the line.
For sure.
So it's good to keep them fresh in the people's minds.
I like it a
as
lot.
we have all four members. And of course, Evolution holds up their 3 pieces of gold, and Rick's like, "Yay!"
Yeah, I like it. I like that a lot.
But that was Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Now we go to SmackDown.
SmackDown. The 9th of January comes from Tucson, Arizona. The show opens with XL Factor's A-Train taking on the best first generation's Kevin Nash. So, big meaty men slapping that meat. So,
Meats.
yes, meat.
Meats.
That's a good shirt right there.
And it
Yeah, I hope Sean says
that doesn't get offended.
Yeah, well, I hope he just bought himself one. But so, just like with last week, the heels come out on top when A-Train derails Kevin Nash, and yeah, it's
Kevin's quads are still attacked.
yes,
Okay.
no injury
All right.
is sustained in this match.
Just making sure.
So, while we have the Tornado, the Team Extreme Tornado champions
There you go.
out for the first match, we have a 3-on-3 match up next, where we have Rook Nowinski, Bishop Storm, and Night Test, accompanied by Queen Terry and King William,
Of course.
the complete Regal counter threat,
Whole squad.
taking on Jeff Hardy, Tajiri, and Billy Kidman. So due to
What a team.
right, so due to both the Regal counter threat being willing to cheat and being a well-oiled machine, Bishop Storm taps out Jeff Hardy with his single Boston Crab.
Yep, single leg crab. Got you.
So while we're continuing to emphasize the
Lance is great.
that
Storyline that we're doing.
that too. What I was going to say is while we're emphasizing the effectiveness of trios wrestling, we have Booker T make his way out to the ring to take on Just Incredible, also from XL Factor.
Of course.
So because it can't be bad guys galore all the time, Booker T overcomes Just Incredible, hitting the scissors kick and getting the 1-2-3.
Love to see it. I can dig it.
I like that. Up next, the Hurricane takes on Hugh Morris,
Nice.
who is accompanied by Bull Buchanan. Bull helps Hugh Morris get the win, and in the post-match shenanigans, the Hurricane challenges Bull, and Hugh Morris, who is the cackling madman, accepts the match on Bull's behalf.
Never ending story between these two.
But then Bull Buchanan says to answer on his own behalf. He says, "When I win, the Hurricane will be done." He's
Like the gimmick.
well, he's trying to get him out of the company, right?
Oh, okay.
So Hurricane retorts and says, when I beat you, you're out of here."
Get out.
Yeah. So basically, it's going to be a loser leave the company match between Hurricane and Bull Buchanan.
Loser leaves town. Loser leaves.
Or SmackDown, maybe.
SmackDown.
Probably more SmackDown than anything else.
Yeah.
So, after that, we have Rey Mysterio getting a big pop from Arizona. Of course, again, Rey, beloved babyface.
Loved everywhere.
So, he is coming out to take on his opponent, who's already in ring, that being Nunzio. So,
Wow, got the jobber.
unfortunately, because he has let down Stephanie so much, so she gave him the big vignette treatment, she's given him multiple chances. She just didn't even bother to give him an entrance this time.
Heartbreaking.
And so, unfortunately, Nunzio loses once again.
619
And so,
West Coast Pop.
exactly. And
It's a
so,
wrap.
so Stephanie feels justified in her choice.
Fair enough.
We have a rematch from last week, Scott Steiner versus The Big Show.
Big bodies in this one.
However, before the bell can even ring, before the match gets started, the whole segment turns into pure chaos because Kevin is throwing hands at A-Train, who had beat him earlier in the night, and Just Incredible is using a kendo stick on Booker T to get revenge off of his loss earlier in the evening.
Is Wild Thing playing in the background
And this,
too?
I know, right? Yeah. So this whole thing gets thrown out. There is no winner. It's just a way to promote that ensuing Team Extreme Tornado Rules match
Absolutely.
coming up at the pay-per-view.
Love it.
And so throughout the night, I forgot to mention this, but throughout the night we'll see vignettes, little clips popping up of both the Deadly Riders at a biker bar having a good time, having a laugh at Teddy Long's expense.
Of course.
And then also we will see Teddy Long hyping up Farouk and Bradshaw in their locker room.
Okay.
The reason being is the main event of tonight is an extra strange handicap match. So it's an extension of last week's main event. It's Chuck and Taker tagging up to collectively defend the TV title against Farouk, Bradshaw, and Teddy Long, who's stepping into the ring. And
the
so,
first time in what, 20 years?
something like that. So, but before we get to that main event, we have a semi-main event, another sporting contest where the Iron Addicts are trying to push Jamie Noble to his limit.
Of course.
This time it's Jacked Johnny Stamboli, who comes up short against Jamie because again we're
The
trying.
irony, because Jamie is short. I like
Yeah, I like that. That's funny. And then in the main event, The Undertaker defends and retains his television title.
I'm shocked. I can't believe it.
Right.
I wonder, does he pin Teddy Long in this?
There's no reason for him not to. He might as well pin Teddy Long. And so, because they're shoot friends anyway.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just pure good fun, and that's the reason I'm booking it this way. because come next week, the whole world's gonna change when it comes to this whole dynamic, and so yeah, gotta have the fun while you can.
I'm about to say, gotta have your kicks when you can get them.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it.
So it is now time for us to go over to the Monday Night Raw.
But yeah, 1/13/2003. Obviously, we got to start the show same way we closed last week's show.
Oh, Evolution.
With Evolution coming out, and well, I mean, you know, an Evolution promo after they win.
It's popping them corks and getting
the beautiful women out.
Absolutely.
Orton and Batista and Hunter all draped in their gold. Hunter, of course, standing back because he's married man.
Yes.
Married man. This man, I think he has a child at this point with this Stephanie woman.
Well, and the other thing is that, not to be weird, but like I also like the fact that he can manipulate Stephanie to get in his way. So even if it's not for sheer loyalty, it's for
it's to keep up the facade.
Exactly, the good of the character.
But yes, so Evolution, obviously they gotta celebrate and brag about having more gold than they know what to do with, and said, you know, the Nature Boy, even though he's one of the greatest champions that's ever existed, he's looking a little naked right now. not literally.
Not in the Ric Flair sense.
Not in the actual sense. However, in the championship sense,
it's not unlike him though.
About to say, not out of the question, unfortunately.
Exactly.
But it said he will also challenge for the United States Championship at a later date. Of course, the Samoan SWAT team interrupts before we find out when that is.
Gotcha. I think John Cena might have a word to say about that too.
I'd say he's got a couple questions, but we'll leave that for the future.
Yes.
But yes, SST, Big Keish, and the boys come out and remind Triple H. Listen, I know you real sneakily got us banned last week. Eric Bischoff wouldn't tell us, but unfortunately he's not smart enough to hide his money. But it's okay. Let me just remind you. At the Royal Rumble, it's going to be me and you, one-on-one, for that World Championship. And, let's see. Oh, and he also spoke to Bischoff and said, we know how to talk to Eric, too.
Yeah, we come for money. We come for class.
We come a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but our family pretty deep in this wrestling thing.
Yeah.
And he said, next week, we decided to pull a page out of your book. So, my boys back here, the Samoan SWAT team, we'll be having a little 2-on-2 match for those tag team championships in 2 weeks' time.
Beautiful.
And that's the first segment.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
And now we get into those triple threat matches I was telling you about.
Oh, those women's matches. That's good.
Right. So the 2 matches, just so you got them fresh in your brain, are Ivory, Nydia, and Trish.
Okay. Oh wait, so that means you said Ivory, Nydia, and Trish?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So it's not all of. Okay, disregard.
Yep.
Sorry, I thought.
Yep. Remember triple threat.
Yes. No. What I was thinking is that I was like, wait, are you putting all of the Black Widow Alliance against each other? No. But it is two on one in the other match. Okay.
Yep. And then Victoria, Jazz.
Yeah. It makes sense.
It
took me a second, but
I'm about to say you got there before I said.
I was having pictures pop up in my head, and they were getting all jumbled up. I was like, dang it, brain, be good.
Good stuff all around. But so obviously first match, Ivory versus Nydia versus Trish. And I don't know if you noticed, but Ivory and Nydia have had this little back and forth the past month or so.
Well, it goes back to Survivor Series because that was Nydia's first
W.
Yeah.
First pinfall W. And Ivory, of course, did not forget.
Yes.
So this whole match, they're kind of pushing Trish off to the side and just going after each other.
Oh,
and Trish
smart.
is just like, okay, y'all.
Yeah, exactly. You guys want to take each other out?
Y'all do your thing. Like, Trish actually goes over to commentary and just sits with good old JR and asks him how his day is.
That's smart.
Pretty much while they're over there killing each other. Match wraps up. Nydia hits the Northern Lights bomb. Trish comes in, kicks her square in the head, like while she's in the bridge.
Yep.
And just go ahead and just takes the pin.
That's so smart.
So Trish Stratus first up in the triple threat match for the Rumble.
I like that.
And then obviously, Ivory's walking back. Of course, her back's hurting. She's hurting, and Victoria just says, "Look, it's okay. It's fine. It would have been nice to have 2-on-1 against Molly, but I'll figure it out. I'll make it work.
Absolutely, yeah. I got
Don't you
this.
worry.
You got this.
And then next up, we have Victoria, Jackie, and Jazz.
Yeah.
And this match goes exactly how you think it goes. Lots of
So a lot of double teaming.
double teaming on Jazz.
And a lot of Jazz showing her strength.
Yeah.
Because that's how I would envision this.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what happened. So, a couple spots I was thinking of. So, of course, they go for the double suplex early, and Jazz, the freak of nature that she is, just throws both of them.
Rather throw you than know you.
Yep. Both of them roll out of the ring. They're like, okay, this isn't working out. I was expecting, okay.
Meeting of the minds, if you will.
So, all right, we're going to go back in. You go on that side, I go on this side. They slide in, and they both run after her, and Jazz grabs both of them by the hair and just bangs their heads off each other.
Oh, that's classic right there. That's classic.
Gotta love the old comedy spots.
Yeah, I feel like that's. I feel like I've seen that with both the Nasty Boys and the Beverly Brothers, where they both teams ate that spot.
It's a fun spot to do for sure.
And I think that's one of the upsides of mullets. Like back in the old days,
literally you just grab that little extra hair and just. Man, I love wrestling. But eventually it breaks down into chaos. So Jazz clothesline Victoria. She rolls out of the ring. She sets Jackie up for the triple bombs. She hits 2 of them before Victoria rolls in and gets to the roll up. And Jackie kind of like puts her like I'm trying to think of the tag team. The Uso spot where they like help with the extra leverage.
The assist.
Yep, gives her the assist. Victoria wins the match.
Okay, so Trish, Victoria, and Molly.
You got it.
Yeah, that's good wrestling right there.
It's gonna be a fun rumble.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I still can't believe you booked a Hell in a Cell. That's sexy.
Hey, listen.
So that's something I really feel like I lack in, which is gimmick matches.
That's true. You do like just straight up down and dirty wrestling.
So I actually do need to think about now. Don't get me wrong. We agreed on my the next Elimination Chamber match, so I've got that on lock. But yeah, I need to think about more. And I did do one ladder match between Edge and Eddie Guerrero. But yeah, I just need to keep in mind you got options here, buddy.
I'm about to say you can do any match you want, even matches that technically haven't been invented yet.
That's true, but I'll always run it by you. Just be like, yo, because I don't want to have one of these accidents where I'm like, wait. Remember that time when we miraculously didn't book the same finish, but we were super close?
Yeah. I do remember that.
That was funny.
It was literally so close that I'm like, damn, did we book the exact same thing?
Yeah.
Because we do, even though we come from different generations of wrestling fandom, we think a lot alike.
Absolutely.
Me and you.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that almost happened.
Yeah, I like it though. That's funny. But that's why I was trying to hit you up, be like, yo, what do you think of this, that, or the other?
What's your ideas here?
Make sure we're not stepping on each other's toes.
Absolutely. And I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, that's something I feel like Tony could use. Is just that I don't know who
somebody
he's got, but
somebody to bounce ideas off.
Yeah, because
I want to assume he consults Danielson a lot.
I hope so.
Well, both Danielsons, both Christopher and Brian.
Yeah.
But I would
just if anybody knows Tony Khan, just let him know we exist because we're willing to talk.
Tony, I'm willing to book your women's division for you. Literally, just give me 2 matches a week. Give me not even 2 matches. Give me 2 segments a week. I guarantee I can make it work.
Okay.
Guaranteed. But that's neither here or there. Let's see. Next up.
You know what I want really bad?
What?
Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I want to make it matter.
Yeah. As long as you keep all the Athena stuff the exact same, you can do whatever you want.
I actually would put her on AEW. Like, as much as I want to make Ring of Honor matter, I would always prioritize AEW over Ring of Honor.
Makes sense. Bigger company, bigger audience.
Yeah, well that, and currently they're not on anything other than their own self-streaming. Thus,
you know what? That's a good point.
Thus, I'm like, if this is a hot act, AEW it is.
Fair.
So.
Fair enough. But yeah, Athena's single-handedly carrying the entire brand right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no offense to all the people
I love her work.
there.
Oh, no, I got you. Yeah.
But just,
she's doing the best work.
Like, I literally watch Ring of Honor just for the Athena segments at this point.
Yep.
But, let's see, next up we got Hardcore Advice.
Good.
In a classic dark, spooky room Raven promo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the bowels of the arena.
Exactly. And Raven tells Team Angle to pray to their deity of choice, as once they enter hell, there is no escape. It will be their first and last match together.
Ooh. You're good at this.
Thank you.
You're good at this.
Thank you. It helps that I watch these Raven promos before I come up with this.
Sure.
But yeah, man, I love me some Raven. I'm really mad that he leaves so early. I don't think he ever comes back to the WWE.
He doesn't, no, because he
Yeah.
goes to TNA and wins the NWA Championship.
Yeah.
He also goes to Ring of Honor, does some work with Mr.
I forgot about
Charles Michael Punk.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was so when he was in the Straight Edge Society in 2011, I called him Charles Manson.
Oh, that's a good shout right there.
Yeah. Figured it worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then of course Team Angle has their vignette right after. Charlie and Sheldon are just pumping iron. Stacy's taking the stats down. Kurt Angle's promising to close the book on Hardcore Vice.
How many weeks do we have, or is it this weekend? I forget. Hold
It's
on.
this weekend.
It's this
the
weekend.
19th.
Can I
So you have one
can
SmackDown,
I
right?
recommend a little change? Instead of pumping iron, there was a term that was said to me today
Here.
by Ahmed about Brock
Boy.
Lesnar. So
What's up, buddy?
yeah, exactly. What's up, Ahmed? So he said that he looked up Brock Lesnar's combine record when he joined the NFL.
Yeah.
And what if they were doing that instead? What if
Oh, so it's
Stacey
having
was
like a mini combine?
yeah? What if Stacey was documenting how fast they could run, how much
Vertical
they could
leap,
all that?
40. Okay. Yeah.
Because it just feels like something good to watch, and then it gives her actual purpose,
Cool.
and it ties into real sports.
Let's change that whole thing then. So we shoot into a combine. I don't have where they're at, but I'm sure they have a football stadium.
Sure.
So Sheldon's doing the 40. Stacy's taking stats, measuring the vertical leap, the side-to-side jumps, the bench press, the squat, etc.
And while they're all doing that, I assume Kurt's going to be one cutting the promo, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So it's visually compelling.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you just have all that in the background, real casual, leading into, you see this is what real athletes do. This is what you do to get ready for a match. You see how good you are, so that way you know how you can get better.
I love it. It's good stuff.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Ahmed.
Legend. Good work, man. That's why you're my guy.
Teamwork.
And finally, the last match before the Royal Rumble, Christian versus John Cena for the United States Championship. Match pretty much breaks down pretty early, but the gist of it is Cena tries to use the chain in WrestleMania 20 IRL fashion
Yes.
to knock out Christian to win the U.S. title. However, RVD, Cena forgot about him, but slides in, snatches the chain away. Christian hits the kill switch and picks up the win.
Beautiful. Love Christian. Love RVD. And I love this version of John Cena. It was always my favorite. And so, ending on a high note from Raw, we lead right into Smack It Down. And when it comes to my SmackDown, you just gotta know, I've been setting it up. We're doing a sporting contest. It's Magic Mark Jindrak, and he's taking on Jamie Noble.
My guy.
And so,
Is he pulling the hat trick tonight? Is it the
yes,
trifecta?
it is. It is. Jamie
Yeah.
Noble gets his third victory, but here's the thing. Mark wanted this to be the case. So, Mark, Val, and Johnny were all pushing for Jamie Noble. And so with that, they all get in. So Mark shakes Jamie's hand post-match.
I respect.
Val literally embraces him, and Johnny Stamboli raises his hand. But more importantly, Mark Jindrak grabs the mic and simply says, "Do you see this, Stephanie? You said you'd be watching. Let us know." And they all four walk off.
Like,
So post him saying
oh,
that.
so wait, Jamie walks out with him?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So he's
Sweet.
not officially with the Iron Addicts, but they're basically his.
Posse.
Let's think of it like this, right? Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor are best friends,
Yes.
but they're also friends with Orange Cassidy.
Okay, so it's
And
the same.
It's that's that kind of feeling, right?
Okay.
Where the Iron Addicts are the Iron Addicts, but Jamie Noble is he's like, all right, these are my boys.
I'm about to say. Okay, so it's like the Danhausen, Orange Cassidy, Chris Stadlander, kind of like orbiting the best friend.
Yes.
I like that. Okay.
So after Mark stands up for his friend who defeated him, but still did good work,
Absolutely.
we get a hype package promoting the Royal Rumble because they all every year that's by the numbers and the blah blah
numbers.
blah.
Shawn Michaels. Only one foot has
Exactly.
touched the ground.
And in this one though, we extra emphasize how it's guaranteed that all champions at the end of the night of the Royal Rumble will be entering the match itself. And so you see clips of all the current champions, whether it's BFG on my side or Evolution on your side, Christian from your show or Chavo from mine, so forth and so on.
Of course.
And so it's just one of those classics. It's something you come to expect.
Absolutely.
And so after the package, we see the XL Factor beginning to make their way from the back to the ring, but security stops Big Show and A-Train from going out. And Stephanie says, "We're not doing what we did last week. You guys are staying here, or he ain't having a match." And so they're like, "It's fine. We're gonna have a good time."
Good GM work, Steph. I'm proud.
And so Credible goes out. I'm gonna say most likely we cut to commercial. Justin Creditable's on his way out because while he's walking up the steps getting in the ring, because Justin Credible's not all that exciting, we hear, "Who's that jumping out the sky?"
R-E-Y.
Exactly. And so Ray makes his awesome entrance. He does this great match.
I missed that entrance. It's a shame his knees were bugging.
I know, right? Yeah. I mean, it was great while it lasted.
Yeah.
But Ray wins because Justin can't cheat with his boys.
Right.
The big monster of the
Makes
men.
sense. This is Ray effing Mysterio.
Exactly. So post Ray winning is when we get the introduction of Chavo Guerrero. I mean, not introduction. He comes out with his Intercontinental Championship, and Chavo, he says that this Sunday I will prove that I am the Ultimo Guerrero, Ultimate Warrior.
Yes.
When not only do I continue to hold this Intercontinental Championship, but I will win the Royal Rumble match and main event WrestleMania.
Man, that Chavo Guerrero not lacking any pride, huh?
Yeah, that is correct. And so at this point, that's when the cameras they cut to the back and we see Stephanie. She's getting all her things in order. She's trying to figure it all out, and it's like, what will be her determination be? Like, Royal Rumble is this Sunday. Who will be challenging for the championships? So with that, we then have Bull Buchanan versus the Hurricane in the loser leaves AEW SmackDown match, and because Bull Buchanan is on his way out of the company, Hurricane wins to move forward, and thanks to some good negotiating, this is actually very important for the Hurricane's future. So I should have booked these two things the other way around. So keep in mind that Hurricane beat Bull Buchanan, but that happens.
Slot that in after this part.
Yes, so that actually occurs after Booker T comes out without any of BFG to challenge Chavo Guerrero while he's in the ring cutting his promo. So Booker says, "I don't need the other members of the Best First Generation because what I'm doing is proving that I can beat anyone, whether it's those bald goofs in XL Factor or this ego maniac in Chavo Guerrero." The only thing is, Booker does not win. He does not defeat Chavo Guerrero, and Chavo cheats to win.
I cannot believe this. A Guerrero cheated?
And so after Chavo cheated to beat Booker, that's when we do the Bull Buchanan versus Hurricane match.
Got it.
And after that match is when Stephanie McMahon... Yes, exactly. So the $1 Billion Princess, she comes out. And before the main event match, where The Undertaker will defend his television championship, Stephanie McMahon, she says, "I've been reviewing everybody on SmackDown. Not just champions, but all competitors.
Setters.
And this Sunday, the XL Factor will face the Best First Generation for the Team Extreme Tornado Championships. Rey Mysterio will get a shot at Bishop Storm's Cruiserweight Championship, and Jamie Noble, thanks to the Iron Addicts, she doesn't say that, but as we know,
we know, we watch the product.
Exactly. So Jamie Noble will challenge Chavo Guerrero for the Intercontinental Championship.
Come on, Jamie.
And so, whether The Undertaker wins or loses tonight, in the main event, he is guaranteed a shot or a spot in the Royal Rumble
Because he has a whole lot of W's.
because he's the Undertaker. Exactly,
Yes.
he has a lot of W's. And so Stephanie says, so I'm going to get out of here, and that way the Undertaker can defend his television championship. So Stephanie leaves, dead man walking, motorcycle ride, all that. And so, here comes my big twist, my unexpected...
The swerve, bro.
The swerve, bro. So the Undertaker is out in the ring with his television championship.
All right, who we got? Who's the scrub? Who we got?
So yes, while the Undertaker is in the ring, the bell has not rung, the match has not started. The Undertaker gets jumped by Farouk and Bradshaw. Teddy Long is holla holla player coming down to the ring, and he says, "You're looking at the Mac Militant," and Rodney Mack makes his debut.
Hey, okay.
Rodney Mack is now the new crown jewel of the MPAA. And because The Undertaker got assaulted, because he got beat down, and while we are looking here on at The Undertaker getting beat down, we'll show footage of Chuck Palumbo getting beat down in the parking lot, and that's why he's not out here helping.
Who's beating him up?
He had already been previously beat down by the
So
MPAA.
we see the aftermath of the beat.
Yes, we see why he's not coming out, basically, right?
Perfect.
So Rodney Mack, in his debut on SmackDown, defeats The Undertaker. But more importantly than Rodney Mack defeating The Undertaker in his debut, do you remember a few episodes ago when I said I was watching Dalton Castle do some great work where he
being amazing,
where he hit a running knee from the apron to his opponent on the top and they fell to the outside?
Yeah.
That's Rodney Mack's finish.
Phenomenal.
So Rodney Mack with the drive-by, I don't know, maybe a better name will come to mind. A Mack attack, I don't care.
That drive-by is pretty solid.
I mean, technically it's what Roman calls a drop kick.
Right, but that's
years later.
15 years in the future. I think we're okay.
I think we're okay. You're right. So when he hits the move on, so the bell's rung, ding ding. Taker is draped over the top. Rodney hits the running knee. Taker falls out. Rodney's then on the ref. He's like, "I'm winning this thing." Whatever. Because APA are beating down Taker. They roll him in. He gets the 1-2-3. Rodney Mack, television champion, going into the Royal Rumble.
Big one.
Oh my goodness, yes. Big things for Rodney Mack.
Boy.
Time for the Royal Rumble. We are at the Royal Rumble.
2003.
The big show. But before we get to the big show, let's talk about why the video is going out. Why this channel exists. It's because I, Oz, from the channel Mr. Super Oz, I wrote a 68-page graphic novel called Everlasting Survivors. This is cover C in poster form. That's cover E in poster form. If you follow the link in the description of this video, and all the other ones, you will find that you can get hats and shirts, posters like we showed,
Bags, mugs.
all kinds of things. And the fact is that you can get an awesome 68-page story as well. So it is time now to open the Royal Rumble with one hell of a match.
That's right, because we're starting the Rumble off with the Hell in a Cell match. Team Angle with Stacy on the outside of the cell versus the Hardcore Vice. And man, listen, this has been a long time coming for Angle. He is chopping at the bit. So by the time that Hardcore Vice finally finishes making their entrance, he is already on Raven. He charges them, and the fight is on. So this is one of the few cell matches that are just going to stay in the cell because it's a lot of extra work to figure out.
For sure. Not just that, but I think it's almost to the place where leaving is the standard, so staying is what makes it special.
I'd say it makes it feel bizarre.
Yes.
I can't remember, because they're, especially at this point in time, I think the Hell in a Cell was made like in 97, right?
Yes. That was
so there's only
debut.
been like 5 of them.
I mean, we could probably figure them all out, but 5 feels very reasonable.
Yeah, 'cause I'm about to say, Mankind had 2 of them. One with Undertaker and one with Triple H.
Yeah. Shawn had one with Taker.
Had the...
Yeah. I know Triple H had one with Jericho as well.
Yes.
So that's 4. So there probably was another one.
Probably 4, maybe 1 more.
Yeah, probably one more.
But yeah, the fact that we could count them all on one hand shows you how rare this match
Very
is.
good, yes.
But yeah, there's a lot of back and forth. The feel is very reminiscent to an old ECW, like think ECW in a cage. It's basically it.
I like it.
Trash cans, tables, kendo sticks.
Well, and the beauty of the Hell in a Cell is you've got the room between the cage and the ring.
Exactly. Obviously, Dreamer is the first one bleeding because it's Dreamer.
Sure. Ooh, I just had a vision.
Please.
And I want to know how you feel about it. So, there's this thing that both Kurt and Shelton have in their arsenal that I think would be awesome to watch them do at the same time in stereo. So,
Moonsaults?
well, not the moonsault, but the running up the turnbuckle and grabbing a guy or up the thing.
Oh, that.
So if let's say Stevie and Tommy are both trying to do some dive type maneuver, or if it was Raven and Stevie, it don't matter.
Yeah, definitely make a Raven. Dreamer knows not to climb.
Yeah, he's not a climber, but so Shelton runs up and belly to bellies Stevie, and then Kurt catches Raven. I thought, oh man, that could be fun.
I'm with it. I like it. And they're so good they can throw them without actually throwing them into each other.
Yes.
Oh man, that's perfect. Let's see what else. We see a lot, especially because this is the first time we've seen Shelton and Haas in a match.
Yes.
I can't remember what I booked last month. So yeah.
Yeah, they were just in segments, not matches.
Yep, you're right. All right, perfect. So we see a lot of their double team offense, the leapfrog, which has become a staple for them.
Yes.
Shelton's really awesome dragon screw kick.
Yes.
That I really wish was a finisher.
Yeah.
Just because it has that out of nowhere quality that the Sweet Chin music has.
Yes.
And it looks cool.
Well, and I mean honestly, when he goes single, I think we could easily make that dragon whip into a finish.
Yeah, it works for me. Honestly, it works to have two finishers because I liked his other finisher, the Vader.
Yes.
I can't remember if he called it that or not, but
I can't remember what he called it.
Yeah, I'll look it up next time we have the show.
Yeah.
But so pretty much down the wire here though. After failing to put away Team Angle over and over and over again, Raven is mad. He's heated. He can't stand it anymore. He's pie facing Raven.
He's doing it to himself. Stop hitting yourself.
He's pie facing Dreamer. Pie facing Richards. He's yelling at him like, I can't believe you guys can't finish these guys off. These guys are nothing. These guys are scrubs. You guys are former world champions, for God's sake.
They just got here.
They literally just got here. What are you doing? And it's at this point, Dreamer looks over at Richards, gives him the nod, and Richards super kicks Raven, dropping Raven on the ground. Dreamer picks up Raven, hits the Spicoli driver.
Yep.
R.I.P. to the Spicoli.
Yes.
Through a table. And then they request to be let out of the cage. The ref says, I'm not going to stop these guys.
Of course, yeah.
Lets them out of the cage. They leave Raven high and dry.
This ain't blood and guts. You ain't forfeiting.
I'm about to say, no forfeit if you leave. I don't care.
Or technically, that's war games. But you get the point.
Yeah, listen.
Same difference.
If you didn't say anything, no one would have thought about it. So Team Angle, of course, takes advantage. Surround Raven. Raven is slowly coming into the realization that he's by himself. And he's starting to beg off Kurt, like, listen,
what happened was,
but it happened.
It was a misunderstanding.
Me and you have had a lot of great matches. I feel like we've created a great rapport.
Like, you're from Philadelphia. I wrestled in Philadelphia.
I feel like we got
we're brothers in love,
there.
right?
And then of course Stacy walks in after those two walk out, kicks Raven from behind.
I like that you're tying her into. That's good.
Hey, listen, she had to get some payback after all those Raven effects. The Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team hits a leapfrog on Raven, pushes him into an angle slam for the 1, 2, 3, and that is that for this Hell in a Cell contest. Team Angle with the victory.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So, due to your booking of the first match,
yes,
due to the hellacious nature of said match,
if you will,
it's actually helped me figure out my first SmackDown match. So, we open with the Regal counter threat accompanying Cruiserweight Champion Bishop Storm to the ring.
Nice.
And did we get that? Who's that jumping out the sky? Rey Mysterio. Exactly. So, what I decided, though, while you were talking, I was like, the crowd is going to be spent given all of that. So, what I decided was William Regal and all his boys are going to be on the apron, right?
Mm-hmm.
While Terry is jaw jacking and I'm going to have her
doing that thing.
And so Regal, one side of the ring, Test on another, Nowinski on another, and then Terry is up talking to Storm. And while she's talking to Storm, Ray is not distracted by the heels. He just kicks Storm in the back. He bumps into Terry. Terry falls to the mat. 619 West Coast Pop. 1-2-3 new cruiserweight champion Rey Mysterio. The crowd goes wild, and the other thing it does is it keeps Ray healthy and with good energy to go into the Royal Rumble match.
Love it. Love it.
And so that's just a way to give the crowd both fun, love, and attention, but also a breather from all of the stuff they just...
Insanity.
Exactly. So, before we get to the next Raw match, again, we're cooling down the crowd. We're letting everybody think. So we go back and we see the little tumbler, right?
Yeah.
Steph's on one side of the tumbler,
Bishop.
Eric's on the other side, and while the balls are tumbling, we see Rodney Mack walk up, and he
smiling pretty with his new
smiling pretty with that TV title, but he does not put his hand in the tumbler to get his number out. Teddy Long does it for him, because Teddy he's
manager.
He's manager.
Representation.
He's representing this man, yeah. And so Rodney is not affected by his number. He no-sells it completely and walks away. But
what number could he have? Could be anything.
And so before we get back to the ringside, Chris Jericho walks up, puts his hand in, grabs the ball out, opens it up, and he just smiles. So Jericho walks off, and then that's when we go to ringside, where the ring announcer says, "It is now time for the Women's Championship match."
That's right. So, out comes Trish, out comes Victoria, and out comes Molly Holly, the Women's Champion. These three have a little epic stare down. A lot of work to get there for Victoria and Trish, kind of. Actually, in hindsight, no, there was no work done.
They had good matches. That's the important thing.
Yeah, they had good matches, but it was more of them taking advantage of who their opponents were.
Absolutely. But they're both good segments. I liked them.
Absolutely. But this is another classic Women's Championship match. I think Molly's had a great match with both of these women individually.
Definitely in real life.
Yes, between the two. I can't remember. Has Victoria and Trish ever wrestled?
Oh yeah, they had feuds. They had feuds for the strap.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I couldn't. It didn't jump out to me.
Yeah, so Victoria was both heel and face at separate times. Okay. So when she was working babyface, she had a feud with Molly, but when she was working heel, she had a feud with Trish.
Got it. Okay, that's how that worked out.
Yep.
All right, makes sense. But yeah, this is a nice, fun, back and forth match. Real heavy favorite is Molly. Obviously, everybody loves Molly Holly. But most of this is Molly going for the pin on either Trish or Victoria, and the other breaking it up.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the other thing is that Victoria, obviously a big-time cheater with her faction, but also Trish was not exactly a goody two-shoes all throughout the year of 2002, because her and Lita were doing nefarious things.
Exactly.
Throughout.
Exactly. And the people remember that.
Yes.
But
and if they didn't, I reminded them.
Yeah, there you go. But it pretty much break down. Molly's up top going for the Molly go round, but Victoria does the whole split the legs, crotches herself on the turnbuckle. She's trying to navigate her for a superplex. When Trish comes in, smacks Victoria with a chair, pushes her off, and then hooks Molly up for like the Stratusfaction Bulldog. And Bulldogs are off the top rope for the 1, 2, 3. Trish Stratus is the new women's champion.
That's cool. Yeah, big work there from Trish.
And big title change.
Yeah, we did them back to back.
Completely deflates the crowd. They're like, they're just sadness in their eyes. They defeated poor Molly.
So, because the crowd is down, we have some guys that come out and they like to take advantage of that. So, I wish I'd have been doing this sooner, but I'm gonna have Just Incredible coming out doing the choppy, and Paul White Big Show. He's gonna come out too sweet, and they're gonna do a little tribute band thing to the places they come from, right?
Of course.
And so they're just acting up to the crowd and leaning into their dissatisfaction. But when the best first generation BFG's music hits,
Mm.
they don't come. They don't play to the crowd. They don't do any of that haha fun. They are all go, and they are like a beat down city. So Booker is going at A Train hard. He's leaving his handprint in that hairy chest. And they work their way to the outside of the ring.
Nice.
So Scott Steiner and Paul White are fighting hard too, but they're going in a different direction because again, this is Tornado Rules.
Yeah, about to say,
It's extreme. It's all over the place. While those pairings are off around the ringside, Kevin Nash gets a jackknife on Justin Credible and pins him in dead center in the ring.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, and the reason being is this is Justin Credible's last appearance with the company.
Oh dang. Okay.
And
I didn't
so
realize that.
yeah, it's okay. Yeah, he's let go literally the next day,
Oh. Okay.
and so I wanted to
I'll do the
use-
favors on the way out.
well, I wanted to use Justin to bolster the best first generation, who is doing great work with the titles, but also I wanted to keep the other two members of the group far away from the fall so that kind of
It's not
separates
their
them.
fault.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, due to unusual bookings with this show, and by that I mean, well, we didn't talk about it until we pushed record.
Yeah.
We actually are going from that match from SmackDown.
One, I
Unlikely.
can do a little buffer real quick.
Oh, okay. You got a middle piece. Okay, go for it.
So backstage, Steph and Bish are rolling the thunder like, all right, let's get Raven in here to get his number. And that's when the AEW president Mick Foley comes in, big pop in the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
And says, so listen about that. Raven's in the trainer's room. He should be fine to go for Raw tomorrow, but he ain't wrestling tonight.
Right, and the reason that Raven was coming for his number is because like Eric and Steph both agreed that all champions are eligible for the match.
Exactly.
So
So Mick apologizes. He knows you guys made a big promise, but he has something real special. Mick takes a number and leaves, says you guys will find out when you find out.
very cool. I like that. And so after Mick walks out of the shot, we hear "Ooh, Chavo," and so Chavo Guerrero makes his way to the
The
ring.
exact opposite. Girl.
Yeah, my bad. So Chavo Guerrero makes his way out to the ring with his Intercontinental Championship. So
I'm so excited.
he
for this match.
requested to get the first entrance because he
Champion's prerogative.
not only checking prerogative, but he wants to come out and he wants to play to the crowd. He's doing the shimmy, he's doing the shake, he's showing off the title. It's a beautiful strap, and so he feels that he is the ultimate Guerrero, and so his opponent comes out to the ring, and that being Jamie Noble. He is not with his crew of the Iron Addicts. He is being a stand-up, a tip-top, a good guy babyface. He looks determined, but he's also showing love to the crowd. He's high-fiving. He's
Kissing baby.
exactly
signing autographs.
yeah, doing all the good guy stuff. And so I forget who the ring announcer is at this point in time.
Probably Lillian.
Possibly Lillian. That's a good shout. But I really want this to have that like classic NXT feel, where not you don't have to bring the lights down necessarily, but like
they could like the,
they both stand there like and get the extra pomp and circumstance with it.
I like.
Because again, it's a request from the champion to get this little extra oomph to it, and so
Really pat him on the back, make him feel special. I like it.
yeah, and so when they get their introduction, when the bell rings, ding ding, it's just it's the polar opposite of what we just had with the chaotic, all over the place, Extreme Rules match, because
Right.
this is two wrestlers who can wrestle really well. So they lock up and Jamie works Chavo to the corner, but lets him out clean.
Nice.
So Chavo isn't happy about this.
He's like, how dare you?
Yeah, it's
how
like
dare you outstrength me?
not just that, but it's like you're trying to show them that you're better than me. No, and so Chavo thinks, okay, well we'll do it again. So he takes him to the corner, and when he goes to let him, then he chops him, right?
Okay.
And so he's not bad, but he's just letting him know he's like, I'm home, I'm here, we're in my place.
Chavito,
Right?
baby.
Exactly. And so this match goes a significant point in or a period of time. It's not nearly as long as the Hell in a Cell match. Obviously, that's gonna be
like
a
good 20 minutes.
That's gonna be some heft, right?
Yeah, that's great.
But and obviously the Royal Rumble match is gonna take a lot of time too. That one usually runs about 55, 60 minutes.
Aside that 1 year it was 30 minutes, but they didn't have any people.
Well, it was just bad booking in my opinion.
Yeah.
Realistically, like they sped through it and it was a bad choice.
Bad all around.
But anyway, like I said, this goes a significant amount of time. But the fact is, Chavo goes up to hit the frog splash when we get to the finish, and you're never gonna believe what happens.
Jamie rolls out of the way.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Chavo, he hits the mat and he instantly starts selling his gut, much like a Rob Van Dam sell.
Yep.
But the thing is that Jamie, he it's not quite a crucifix because that starts at the upper position, but it's the one where you wrap the leg around the arm, you roll him over, you use
the Mahi straw cradle.
Thank you. Yes, that beautiful cradle, and Jamie uses Chavo's own momentum.
Mexican wrestling move.
Yes, and so 1, 2, 3. Jamie Noble is the new Intercontinental Champion. So for those keeping track at home, Jamie Noble, former Cruiserweight Champion. Jamie Noble, current Intercontinental Champion. And so that means Chavo is out of the Royal Rumble match, and Jamie Noble is into the Royal Rumble match.
Love it. Yes, Jamie. Ah, man. That's nice. That's good feel-good stuff right there. So, next up, real quick, we cut back to Eric, still at the tumble over Stephanie. He's like, Stephanie, let me get a second. I'm upset that Raven's over here acting like he's hurt, acting like he can't compete. Since Mick just confirmed to me that he can wrestle tomorrow, he's going to defend that hardcore championship tomorrow. And he's going to defend it against his former hardcore Vice teammate, Tommy Dreamer. Why? Because that is what's good for business.
I like that. Yeah, that is good.
Next up, so we're getting ready. It's our AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. You have Big Keish with his Samoan SWAT team coming out to take on Triple H, who also comes out with Evolution.
Big shocker there.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Who would have guessed? Before the match, Keish has a promo, says, I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for Jay. I'm doing this for Jimmy. I'm doing this for Solo. I know that's not their actual names, but roll with it.
Do you know where Solo got his name from?
No.
Rikishi's shoot name is Solofo. So Solo.
Seriously?
Yeah, Solo. But with some added letters at the end. So Solofo is Rikishi's shoot name.
Huh.
And so Solo's name comes from his dad.
That is dope.
Yeah,
I never thought. Cool. I thought it was because he was Solo going on. That's the story they peddled. So
that is the working reason for his name. But the shoot reason is because his dad's name is Solofa.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
And whether you call him by name or not, you can still say, I'm bringing this title home for my boys.
So they know this is for them to look at. So in the future, they know that they can challenge for world championships in the future. They know that they can fight to be the top dog in professional wrestling. They know that they, just like how I won tag team championships, they can win tag team championships. How I'm challenging for this world title and going to win it, they can do that in the future.
Yeah, I like it.
Obviously, because I know in the future they do all the
above. Of course, yeah.
So it helps out.
But whether it's true or not, whether you knew that or not, it's still a great message to give your children.
Exactly. And then lastly, Scotty Duarte walks up and says, hey, good luck, big guy. I got faith in you. I know you can do it. He says, I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you're a real ooze to me, man. But yeah, they come out. Obviously, it pretty much breaks down almost immediately. Samoan SWAT team versus Evolution. Everyone's fighting. SWAT team obviously have that tag title match in the future, so they're fighting with Orton and Batista. Flair is kind of conveniently out of reach, so the ref throws all the fighting parties out of ringside. So the only person left at ringside is the Nature Boy.
Yeah, because he's such a good boy. He's
so
trustworthy.
So innocent.
Yeah, exactly.
Former president, so I feel like he should enforce the rules better than anyone.
Yes, you gotta have faith in him. I do.
Yeah, but this is actually a great back and forth contest. Triple H and Rikishi have had matches before.
Yeah.
They were all solid.
Well, it's crazy because, Rikishi had that little sniff at the main event
Yeah,
scene.
for 5 minutes.
But when I think of them feuding with one another, and when I think of them having matches with one another, it's over that beautiful title that I got gifted.
Yeah.
Because both those guys held
Classic
that beautiful Intercontinental title.
Yep, and like their reigns added a lot of prestige to it, especially at the time they were holding it too.
Mhm.
So it was nice to rehash that history. Obviously,
And raise it up to this level too.
Exactly. But yeah, Rikishi pretty much throughout the whole match is just showing everyone he's a freak athlete. He's throwing super kicks. At one point he goes for a dive, but obviously Triple H gets pulled out of the way by Flair. He's like, okay, all right, you need to regroup, big guy. You're not looking too great. Go ahead, take it easy. Gives him some advice, if you will.
Pointers, smart.
Yep. Then Triple H climbs up to the rope. Rikishi comes to get him. Triple H pulls back on the rope. Let's go. Catches Rikishi in the eyes. So Rikishi's blind,
beautiful.
can't see. And then that's when Triple H takes over. We do some etc. Eventually get to the point we get the Rikishi driver. Obviously Rikishi's still a little blind, can't see. Hooks the inside leg. Biggest mistake that a wrestler can do. Because while Triple H is knocked out, the referee's counting, and old dirtiest player in the game, Ric Flair, places the leg gently onto the rope and says, Mr. Referee, Mr. Referee, that man's foot is on the rope, sir.
That's good.
Yeah, obviously Rikishi knows, but the ref didn't see it, so we can't call him on it.
Yep.
So while the ref is like trying to keep Rikishi back, Triple H does the old attack, almost nails the referee. Rikishi follows up behind him. He does the old Ric Flair mule kick in between the family jewels, nails the pedigree. 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, Triple H is still the world champion.
That's okay. I like Triple H,
Yeah.
and this is a good reign in my opinion.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a reign of terror. I think it's a reign of.
Well, he's only held it for 5 minutes, so it's not as bad.
Right, yeah, he got it in November. But what I was going to say is, it's a reign of exploration where we learn new things about new people,
Exactly.
and expand upon guys that we already know.
Continue to grow.
So, with so many changes to the championship structure, thank you. We get one final dallying out of balls,
Yep.
if you will, before we get to the main event match. So, Rey Mysterio, who won the Cruiserweight Championship tonight, and Jamie Noble, who won the Intercontinental Championship tonight, both walk up to the tumbler, and the thing is that these two guys have two stark different experiences when it comes to matches. Rey is fresh as a daisy, and Jamie is beat to crap.
Very accurate, yeah.
But they both get their respective numbers, and they wish each other luck.
Very babyface from this one.
But before we leave this segment, as Jamie is walking away, something very important happens.
Yes.
It's something we meant to do back at Survivor Series,
However,
but we forgot. And so here at the Royal Rumble in 2003, Jamie Noble, who is the new Intercontinental Champion, bumps into his ex-girlfriend, Nydia, who, since they've been separated, Jamie has been on an incredible winning streak, and Nydia wasn't doing so well, but then after a while, she actually got on a roll herself.
Little down and a little bit more up. Obviously back down, because not women's champion.
Yes.
But does show Jamie the respect he's earned. Says, I'm really proud of you. I think you're doing great work, and I'm happy you're Intercontinental Champion. And I wish you the best of luck.
Absolutely.
And
it's good respect.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's a nice moment. Goes to show you don't have to hate your exes.
Yes. So, with that, we go to the ring, and
it's Rumble time, baby.
Exactly. And so the first entrant for the Royal Rumble is, I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. So Shawn Michaels dances his way down to the ring, And
Find
obviously,
himself in that all too familiar number one position.
that's what I was going to say. Obviously, the first thing the commentators have got to talk about is, will he be able to do it all over again, starting at 1 and making it to the end? But while Shawn is in the ring waiting for number 2, that is when we hear, break the walls down.
Break down the walls.
And so while Chris Jericho is standing posed at the entrance way, Shawn Michaels gets attacked. So this happened in real life, by the way.
Yeah, I remember.
Except in real life, it was Christian posing as Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho then attacked Shawn Michaels from behind. But this time,
one of my favorite spots in the ring.
oh, so good. But this time, Chris Jericho is posed, and when he turns around to do his that's when Kane and a returning O'Haire,
who I haven't seen since the death of WCW.
well, he was here during the invasion.
He was there, okay.
Yeah, he was there during the invasion. But he hasn't been a part of Alpha Entertainment Worldwide. He's only ever been a part of the Wednesday Night Wrestling Remix.
So welcome, Shawn.
Yes. Welcome, Shawn. So Shawn O'Haire and Kane are both beating down Shawn Michaels while Chris Jericho, just ever so casually, thank you, makes his way to the ring. As Chris Jericho enters the ring,
feeling like the smartest guy in the room,
and he's very much the smartest guy. That's when Kane and Shawn O'Haire both exit the ring, and Chris Jericho eliminates Shawn Michaels.
What a guy!
And so I will then tag out so that Josiah can book the middle of the Rumble because I booked the finish.
Yep. So obviously the Rumble's a lot of stuff's going on. So I'm pretty much just going to give you all the cliff notes.
Yeah, it's just the high spots, yeah.
So, the number 3 entrant, just because it is really easy for me to do it this way,
yes,
is the surprise Mick Foley was talking about. Who can it be? Who's this Raven replacement? And as the music hit, the crowd loses their mind because they can't believe it. Out walks Jazz.
the second ever woman in the Royal Rumble match.
And, of course, I'm trying to remember who's on commentary. JR and Lawler, probably.
Most likely, yeah.
So Lawler's losing his mind. Like, I can't believe it. Can she even be in the Rumble? This doesn't make any sense. Hold up. She's a woman. What if she wins, JR?
Triple H, or is she going to challenge Trish Stratus?
Who knows?
That's a good question.
Who knows? And obviously Jericho's shocked because he's like, wait, hold up. Is this a thing? Is this legit?
Yeah.
And then obviously,
I think that it makes really good sense to put her in at 3, since Jericho had that long-standing feud with China.
That's exactly why I did it.
Yeah, that's smart.
It was so easy. And of course, Jericho, once he regains his wits, is like, okay, whatever, it's fine. I'm big Jericho. I'm big man. He's flexing on her, telling her he's the greatest to ever do it. Runs down the list of accolades: former world champion, intercontinental champion. I think he won the U.S. title at some point. Can't remember. Point being,
Well, he's definitely TV champion in WCW. So.
Yes, definitely the TV champion.
He probably was U.S. champion.
Yeah, cruiserweight champion.
Absolutely.
God damn, I think he actually did it all at this point already.
Probably, yeah. He just was recently tag champion.
Yeah, oh my God. Man, that guy's just so easy to just be a champ.
Yes.
Anyway, Jazz, once she finally gets tired of hearing Jericho talk, pops him up, hits him with the triple power bomb, throws him out of the ring. Crowd loses their mind.
That's fun.
Yeah, because I mean, instant karma. Gotta love the instant karma.
Absolutely.
Skip ahead a little bit. You have Kurt Angle coming out, and then eventually Team Angle comes out with him.
Okay.
Kurt is thrown out of the ring by Christian. Where Kurt is saved by Team Angle from elimination.
Yep.
Pulls him back in. But then Christian immediately grabs Kurt and throws him out the other side of the ring, and he is now eliminated.
Cool.
So, next up, Van Dam knocks out Team Angle. He throws Billy Gunn, who entered at some point, out of the ring, and he's saved by Goldust, who isn't in the match.
But he's showing that he's a good man.
He's a good friend. Billy Gunn obviously is just standing there on the apron, perplexed like a moron, instead of getting back in the ring. So Van Dam just super kicks him in the chin, and he falls out.
Nothing wrong with
that. John Cena eliminates Rob Van Dam because
Yeah, of course, yeah. Stories.
Long-standing rivalry. And I will now kick it over to Oz to tell you about the last 8.
So, Rodney Mack, Rey Mysterio, Booker T, Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner, and Jamie Noble. They all entered the Royal Rumble match, and they've all done really well. But the thing is, Jamie Noble, he was the earliest entrant from the SmackDown champions. And
We'll say he's number 4, just for fun.
yeah, 4 or 5 early. The thing
Really?
is, the thing is, Jamie Noble lasts 30 minutes in this match
What a legend.
after having a significantly strong showing with Chavo Guerrero and winning the Intercontinental title.
Absolutely.
So that's important because the final 8 are Chris Jericho. Wait, you eliminated Jericho earlier. So Rob Van Dam.
Sorry. Nope, Cena.
Oh, Cena? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So the final 8 are John Cena, The Rock, Christian, Hurricane, Batista, The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, and Jamie Noble. So Jamie Noble.
We'll say Brock entered at 30, just because.
Okay, that's cool. But yeah, so Brock Lesnar back from his suspension,
That's right.
and he is down into the final 8. But more importantly than that, Brock Lesnar is in the final 4. It's Dave Batista, it's The Undertaker, it's Brock Lesnar, and it's The Rock. They are the final 4 guys in the Royal Rumble of 2003. So the reason I do it this way is because The Rock gets eliminated from the final 4, leaving The Undertaker to take on 2 Raw guys, that being Dave Batista and Brock Lesnar.
What a fight.
So the reason that this is happening is because The Undertaker has been having multiple handicap matches, whether it's him and Palumbo versus 3 guys or 2 guys versus him, and he's been getting beat down by multiple dudes.
He's used to being just by himself fighting everyone in the world.
And so this is an example of Biker Taker, of the American Badass, doing, I think Jim Ross called him throwing soup bones, which I never quite got, but just heavy hits to young Dave. And
Sure, it's one of those old Oklahoma sounds.
probably, yeah. And then, so he's doing his best to throw hands at young Dave and Big Brock. And eventually, The Undertaker succumbs to the 2-on-1 and gets eliminated. And it is now 2 young guns, 2 fresh faces. The final 2 guys in the Royal Rumble are Dave Batista of Evolution and Brock Lesnar out to end Evolution. And so Brock Lesnar eliminates Dave Batista and punches his ticket to the main event of WrestleMania 19 at Safeco Field in Seattle, Washington.
Love to see it.
Monday Night Raw after the Royal Rumble.
So, oh Lord, what a rumble we had. What a rumble.
It was busy.
We have like just a cold open. Paul Heyman recaps the insanity that was the Royal Rumble. Just recaps the whole show real quick, but obviously talks about the main sticking point, which is the winner of the Royal Rumble, the most dangerous man, the next big, well, at this point, he's the big thing.
Absolutely.
He is Brock Lesnar. He is the Royal Rumble winner, and he will be taking on whoever is the world champion come WrestleMania. That's the cold open. And then we open up with the first match of the night.
I have a little bit of an interjection. I feel like that as much as it could be anybody being champion between now and WrestleMania, I think Brock actually wants to be Triple H to get his revenge after that Elimination Chamber Evolution emerging.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I was just
Oh,
giving the question mark room because we have a lot of time before Mania.
Absolutely, and I know I have Triple H defending the title on a SmackDown. I don't know about you, but you've got No Way Out, so of course you've got him doing something.
Yeah, he has to defend it. But yeah, so we're just leaving the door open for the possibility that
I was just saying,
he could lose it.
in my mind,
but,
I think Brock would like it that way.
Yeah, he would love it. But yes, so we open the show up. It is Dreamer with former Hardcore Vice teammate Richard taking on Raven in a rehash of the classic ECW rivalry, Tommy Dreamer versus Raven.
The one where Tommy can't win.
Ever. However,
except for when Tommy wins, you know the Raven's gone.
Yep. That's exactly what happens because he does.
What happened then too?
Yeah. Yep, that is the only consistent measure of their feud is if Raven is leaving the territory, Tommy has to go over.
I love it. So that means that Tommy Dreamer is the new Hardcore champion. Okay.
That is correct.
Got to design that title again. Got that Raven off there.
Hey, listen, you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
This is, unfortunately, the last time we will be speaking of Raven on this show, unless I'm just gushing about it.
I was going to say, I'm sure we're going to praise Raven some more.
Yeah.
Me and Scott Levy, we're simpatico when it comes to that thinking of the wrestling.
Yeah, but since I do have a couple seconds here, I will say I love having the opportunity to book Raven. Dude is awesome. Been a fan of him for a
You
long
definitely
time.
did better for him than Vinnie Mac ever did.
Well, that's a low bar. But,
Well, true.
but nonetheless, appreciate Raven. He's awesome. Got a phenomenal career. One of those guys that probably should have been world champion like 50 times over, but wrestling business.
Yes.
But yeah.
He's one of the ones that I think could have broken or should have broken through during that Hogan reign of terror in the WCW top title picture.
Agreed.
So Page made it, Goldberg made it, but I think Raven is definitely somebody who could have and should have made it.
Yeah. Definitely broken up. Just all that. Yeah. It just. It was just so. It should be so easy to book Raven.
I know.
Anyway, we have Billy Gunn backstage with Goldust. He's like, "Listen, Goldust, I like you a lot more than I did when we first started this, but I am not teaming with you, man." And Goldust says he really wants him to be the newest member of R&D Solutions. And Billy says, "Dude, my name doesn't have an R or a D in it." Goldust, of course, like, "Oh shit, he's right."
I like that.
Billy then says, "I'll tell you what though, you know who does have an R in his name? Rico, who's sitting over there in catering." And Goldust says, "Okay, well, I appreciate you spending this time with me. You're such a great guy, Billy. I just wanted the opportunity to team with you, but I understand we can't be R&D Solutions. I'll go talk to Rico." Billy, as Goldust is walking away, he's like, "Oh, dang, I hurt his feelings." One tear. And that is that segment. I'll put that at the beginning of the show, so we're good there. And then, last but not least, we just closed out the show with Christian being great, wrestling the big boss man for the U.S. title. This is actually at the end of the match after Boss Man loses. He announces his retirement from technically from WWE, but
wrestling.
Just we never see him again from wrestling.
Yeah, no, that's good.
And the crowd, of course, applauds and gives him his well-deserved appreciation.
Absolutely.
Christian leaves him in the ring.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
But yeah, I just wanted to give Bossman a send-off since he unfortunately passes away, like, I think within the next handful of years.
Yeah. Yeah, he did not live long enough, that's for sure.
Yeah. But on to SmackDown.
SmackDown on January 23rd of 2003 comes from Albany, New York, the Pepsi Arena. Too bad, Cookie Monster Punk couldn't be here tonight. The show opens with an announcement that Stephanie McMahon will have an in-ring presentation with Jamie Noble tonight. So it's like a graphic.
Okay.
Teddy Long, with the NPAA around him, opens the show. They're already in the ring.
Okay.
So we cut from opening
Graphic
video,
to
graphic to
the
ring. Yes.
All right, I'm in.
So Teddy declares that Rodney Mack, the AEW television champion, he's gonna keep that. He's gonna keep that open challenge. But Rodney, he beat King Whitey, that dead man, and with that, we're gonna call this the Rodney Mack White Boy Challenge. And so only white boys need to apply for Rodney Mack's beatdown from here on out. And we hear a song that now starts with. Oh no, I'm actually wrong. But I'm gonna pretend like it starts with "You Think You Know Him,"
Yeah.
because he wasn't using. He was. I think he was actually using. Rob Zombie at this point.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It wasn't until he come back from his injury that he started using Alter Bridge.
When did he come back? Because he was hurt a long time.
2004. So,
Jesus
so
Christ.
this is the first time we see Edge since. This is the first time we see Edge since he got injured, but because he actually got used freaking
Throughout that whole
forever,
time, yeah.
I was like, you know what? I want to use Edge a handful more times before he gets his neck surgery, because he was stubborn enough to get to keep working. I'm gonna use him twice more. So Edge comes out and he answers the White Boy Challenge, and so
doesn't get any whiter than a Canadian.
so Edge grabs the mic and he says, "Hey, I'm from Canada." I'm kidding. I don't know what he says, but he just accepts. He says, it will be the beginning and the end of the White Boy Challenge when I win the television title tonight. So the crowd is super into this.
Yeah,
we
of
haven't
course.
seen Edge in months.
And gotta love that Edge.
And so during the match, we see the return of another person we haven't seen since, I think in his case, was December. So as the match is going on, D'Lo Brown comes out midway through. And so Bradshaw and Farouk and Teddy are all at ringside. D'Lo doesn't come to the ringside, but he stands up on the rampway,
Yeah.
and he has a chair with him just because he can't trust his boys. They beat him down, holla holla, playa.
Teddy.
And so it was actually it was Christmas was the last time we saw him because that's when he got beat
that's
down.
right, because you wanted to crush everyone's spirits.
Yeah, it was a very depressing episode. So unfortunately, the sadness continues when Rodney Mack hits his drive-by knee on Edge, and sending him to the outside. Edge is selling his neck big time. He's like,
Yeah, it sounds like he has a destroyed neck. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
well, but more importantly than his selling, he actually takes a count-out loss.
Wow.
So there's no rolling him into the ring. Farouk and Bradshaw don't touch him. Teddy's just out there dancing. He's play holla holla, and the referee counts to 10 and the ring announcer says, "Still television champion Rodney Mack."
Man.
And so everybody's aghast. They're taken aback. They're confused. And so with that, the commentators. So they're checking on Edge, the medical team, and the commentators. They said, this past Sunday, we have some footage from this past Sunday,
Okay.
and they show parking lot footage where Big Show and A-Train beat down Just Incredible, just like how they did with X-Pac, exactly. And so we cut to break, and on the way back, we see Eddie Guerrero.
Sorry, not.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to introduce. So does Edge get a stretcher job here?
No, they just check on him. He's not
checking on him.
actually. He's not actually. He walks out on his own accord.
Okay. Just wanted to double check because he's,
Absolutely.
good answer.
Well, and that we can show what happened during the break,
Okay,
right?
Okay.
But when we come back, we can say during the break, Edge walked out on his own
power,
with their helping him. Like
Cool.
under his arms or whatever.
Yeah, I got you.
So we see Eddie Guerrero in the back trying to convince Chavo to stop being so angry, but Chavo pushes Eddie away and marches out to the ring. And while Chavo is upset on his way, his entrance gets interrupted by "Stand back!" There's a hurricane coming through.
It just felt like the right spot.
Yeah, it was. That's a great shout. And so, the hurricane is able to use Chavo's own frustration against him.
Nice.
And every time Chavo is trying to
Just like a superhero to take advantage of someone's weakness.
exactly. Every time Chavo is trying to be aggressive, Hurricane outsmarts him, and Hurricane wins the match.
Nice.
But Chavo, he's mad as hell, and that he didn't win. And while he doesn't do anything to Hurricane, he's considering it, and you see Hugh Morris appear on the Tron just laughing at the chaos. And so this is to emphasize that even though Hurricane solved the Bull Buchanan problem, because he was literally released
Yesterday.
the day before the show started, yes, Hugh Morris is still a thorn in the Hurricane side.
Makes sense.
And so from there, Rey Mysterio, the new Cruiserweight champion, comes out, and he is surrounded or confronted by all of the Regal counter threat.
Okay.
So Bishop Storm doesn't get in the ring. Rook Nowinski does, and so it's a much bigger contest this time. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
Like he's not getting a title match because he's not.
He's not a cruiserweight.
Not a cruiserweight. But what he's doing is he's exacting revenge.
I'm about to say, this is to avenge the honor
Yes,
of the Regal counter.
absolutely. So
Does he avenge the honor?
he doesn't. Rey Mysterio
I can't believe it.
wins the match and defeats Rook Nowinski. And Mr. Nowinski is going to have one heck of a year. So
Okay.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Christopher Nowinski was only in World Wrestling Entertainment from 2002 until 2003. Did you know that?
No, what?
So,
Really
this
short.
this is his last year in the company because he gets multiple concussions,
Oh.
and so that's why he founds the
You know what?
Brain Institute place.
Yeah, okay.
Or-
I didn't realize the run was so short, though.
Yeah, I know. It was very memorable for how short it was.
Yeah.
And so after Nowinski loses the match, the Regal counter threats are so mad that Terry, she's shaking. Nowinski says, "Get out of the ring," and Regal he says we're going to prove that we're winners. While Knight, Test, and Bishop Storm are in the ring, and King William calls out the best first generation. He says we're going to prove that we deserve those Team Extreme Tornado Championships if only those no good scoundrels will come out here and we'll prove it.
Yeah.
And so Booker, Scott, and Kevin being BFG being upstanding baby faces, champions, yes. They come out, and Kevin, he's actually jovial about it. He laughs. He's like, whatever, we ain't worried.
Man, that's a real nice finisher you got there. Can't wait to kick out.
Exactly. And so yeah, they accept, and it's hands being thrown all day.
Nice.
But because it's Extreme Rules, and Ray has no ties to any of this, he's gone. So it's actually 4-on-3 throughout because Nowinski is helping Storm beat or try and get the upper hand on Scott, while Booker and King William are going at it, and obviously Test and Nash are throwing hands, and so
I never realized it until I saw like a picture of them. Like those two have very similar looks.
yes, absolutely.
So I just found it funny you paired them together.
Well, I did that intentionally.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I put 2 on Scotty because Scotty's so swole,
Yeah, but
and whereas the other 2 are kind of equals ish.
Yeah.
And so the reason I'm doing it this way is that way Rook Nowinski can help Bishop Storm tap out or beat Scott Steiner in the ring.
yeah.
And so Storm gets the win, and Nowinski gets the love of his faction by helping them win.
Nice.
It's not a title match. It's just
Yeah.
showing that they got the
We
oomph.
can beat them.
Yes. So once all that dies down, out comes Stephanie McMahon with her big announcement. So she requests that the Intercontinental Champion Jamie Noble make his way out because she would like to show her appreciation for what he did for the SmackDown brand at the Royal Rumble, in the Royal Rumble match. And what Stephanie does is she says, Jamie, and also I want him to bring the Iron Addicts with him.
Okay.
So he acknowledges his friendship. He acknowledges that they helped get him to this point in his career. Not verbally, but just by them being at his side. And so Stephanie
Just existing.
just existing, yes, and believing in him, really.
Yeah.
Like good friends do.
Exactly.
So Stephanie says, you showed real excellence on Sunday. And it inspired me to want to encourage all SmackDown wrestlers to
Have that same excellence.
to have that drive. And so I'm instituting from this point forward any match where a challenger can go 30 minutes, because you, Jamie Noble, went 30 minutes in that Royal Rumble. Any match where a challenger can go 30 minutes with a champion, they will obtain excellence. This excellence initiative will be a push for all wrestlers on SmackDown to do their best, to strive to put in the best work. And so from this point forward, if the Intercontinental Champion, the Cruiserweight Champion, or the Team Extreme Tornado Champions are in a match, there will be a 30-minute clock put up on the screen, and if the challengers can last 30 minutes, then they will earn a future championship match. It's much like Ring of Honor's Proving Ground, except
longer time.
longer time, yes, but also it also doesn't affect the TV title.
Yeah.
So because the TV title is mandatorily must be defended.
Right. So it wouldn't make any sense for it to do that anyway.
Correct. And so, so with that ends the
Segment.
the Stephanie segment. But the important thing is Jamie stays in ring with the Iron Addicts at ringside because it starts tonight in the main event. The first ever Excellence Initiative match is the main event when Matt Hardy, accompanied by Shannon Moore and Crash Holly, takes on Jamie Noble with the 30-minute clock on display. Before that match begins, though, we see a recap of what went down at the Royal Rumble, where the Undertaker came down to the final three with Batista and Brock. And so Stephanie, who welcomes Evolution here, welcomed them here. They're up in a penthouse box, and so we go with Randy, Rick, Trips, and Dave, where they're all just bragging about what went down.
How great they are at their championships.
And so in that segment, Rick says, "Woo! The Deadly Riders were barred from the arena because we couldn't trust those ne'er-do-wells, if you will." Yes, exactly, the scoundrels. And so in the main event match, in the first ever Excellence Initiative match, Matt Hardy and Jamie Noble go 15 minutes and 40 seconds before. So when Matt Hardy goes for the side effect, the jumping, basically
the rock bottom where he lays out.
Yes, the laid out rock bottom. Jamie is able to float over, hit a DDT turned into a bulldog choke, and Matt Hardy must tap out to Jamie Noble to retain his Intercontinental Championship. And so that is how we close out SmackDown.
Nice stuff. All right. Last round of this episode.
Yes, sir.
So, we come in on 1/27/2003. Christian comes out again, pays respect to the big boss man, thanks him for the great career. Hope he enjoys his retirement.
Absolutely.
And it states that while he didn't win the Royal Rumble, it isn't going to stop him from being world champion in the future.
Oh, I like it. Keep that focus.
Yes, exactly. This is when Team Angle, whole squad, Stacy,
Charlie,
Shelton, and Kurt. It's been a long episode.
It's true. I have a feeling this might be the longest episode that's ever gone live going out on the channel.
Honestly, I like to think we push the boundaries every time we record.
Dude, did you know that the previous episode of Alpha Entertainment Worldwide, Elective Ascension, is the most viewed episode in that series run. At last check, it was at 440 views.
Wow.
It could be more. I'm not sure because I haven't looked recently, but that was the last time I looked. It was 440. So hopefully we can keep the strong run
keep
going.
The momentum.
Yeah,
that's all.
It's a popular show.
Appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely.
Team Angle comes out. Kurt states, since he can't be the hardcore hero anymore, he might as well go back to just being the American hero. Like the good old days.
The good old days. I love it. Well, and Team Angle look like they're ready to go for the American hero gimmick.
I'm about to say, I already got it decked out in the flag, red, whites, and blues. And it says he's going to start his journey to the United States Championship by winning the U.S. title tournament to secure a U.S. Championship match at WrestleMania. Christian, being the champion that he is, relishes the challenge and says, "You know what, Kurt? I have all the faith in the world in you that you'll get a U.S. title match at some point. Probably won't win the tournament, but even if you do, cool. But I really want to get my hands on you. I want to compete with you. So how about this? How about at our next Raw exclusive pay-per-view, No Mercy?
No Way Out.
No Way Out.
Yeah, there's no in the title. And they're both Raw pay-per-views anyway. So
like I said, tired.
Yes.
But
and No Way Out. Yeah.
No Way Out. How about me and you go 1-on-1? And I'll tell you what, let's make it interesting because obviously it won't be for the U.S. title. Because if you win the tournament, obviously we'll be doing it at Mania. So let's put something else on the line. Something that we both take great pride in. Our phenomenal head of hair. Kurt says, you want me to shave you bald in front of millions and millions of people around the world? You got it. You're on. And we have our first match booked for No Way Out.
I love it. That's smart.
Next up we have Cena going 1-on-1 with Rico.
Okay.
With Goldust in his corner.
That's smart. Well, here's the other thing. Rico and John Cena are both OVW alumni.
Yes.
So that's good. That's good stuff.
Did you? I don't think we talked about it on camera, but you saw the wrestler.
Of course, that was well done.
So well.
You ever been there?
Like do a show? No.
So
never had an opportunity.
So you're gonna love this story, and this is why the dang episode's so long. But so I had this friend, the actual friend who inspired Dom's complexion, actually.
Really?
So the reason Dominic Canuho is blue is, I mean, come on, it's obvious. The reason Dominic Canuho is blue is because I had this, he's still my friend, but I had this friend in Hawaii who was an albino Samoan. And so...
Wild.
Yes.
What a combo. Okay.
And so my albino Samoan friend he moved from Hawaii to Kentucky. And so I picked him up from the airport, took him to Louisville, and so we knock and walk into the warehouse.
Yeah.
Elijah Book was not happy about that. He was not a fan. He instantly was like, "Everybody, kayfabe, stop working." And I'm like, "Come on, man. We all know. Like, we wouldn't just be walking in here off the street." And so he kicked me out because I didn't pay the tuition. T-Lo did. And so I was like, "Come on, Elijah, come on now." But whatever.
You and Pope have heat. That's crazy.
I mean, I've not really been a fan of the Pope. And, yeah, but it is what it is. I just thought it was a fun story. But yeah, I like the Davis Arena. And I love that documentary. It's well done.
So well done. Big fan. Love me some Al Snow too.
Yeah.
As we know, friend of the series.
Yes.
Even though we job him out like another.
But it's for fun. It's for fun.
It's what I would do.
Yes.
It makes sense.
He maximizes his minutes.
But yes, after Cena defeats Rico, Goldust is just kind of sitting, like he's with Rico, but he's kind of dejected about it. He's kind of like,
yeah, you're not the girlfriend I'm looking for.
Not the girlfriend I'm looking for. Like if this was a comic and he had the thought bubble, he would have a picture of Billy
yeah.
and it's Mr. Ass gimmick, I'm sure.
Yes.
But yeah. So after Rico loses, Goldust kind of carries him out, and Cena gets on the mic and raps. This episode's long enough, so I won't do the rap.
But that's cool.
But
save it for Mania.
Exactly. Basically tells everyone that he is going to be in the U.S. title tournament, and that he's going to win. And he is the long and short of it.
Yeah.
And tells Rob Van Dam to watch his ass.
That works.
Basically.
Although I bet the crowd said that.
Yeah. Watch his.
Yeah.
And then next up, Jericho and Kane come out and introduce the
third man.
The third man, brother.
Can he be dressed all fancy like the vignettes?
Of course.
Oh, so good. I love those vignettes.
That was 100% the plan.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's still the devil's advocate,
yes.
Sean O'Haire.
Yes.
Well,
it was an implied devil's advocate.
Implied.
It was never.
I don't think he actually said it out loud.
It was just in hindsight. We just all realized what they were going for because it was smart.
Yeah, it was like, listen, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know.
Yes.
But yes, Jericho obviously runs down Sean's accolades.
Former WCW World Heavyweight Champion, thanks to the Wednesday Night Wrestling remakes.
Exactly. Which makes his inclusion in this team all the more impressive because now they are all former world champions.
Absolutely.
Jericho shakes his hand and then announces Jericho's inclusion in the U.S. title tournament.
Ooh, nice.
And Sean, of course, rubs Jericho's shoulders, has a little smile, a little devil on the shoulder.
I love it. That's smart.
Situation, and then Kane closes it out with the big
fire. Yeah.
What a segment. And then last, but certainly not least, we have the promised tag title match, Evolution with Triple H and Flair versus the Samoan SWAT team with Big Quiche coming out with the backup.
Yeah. Bad blood boiling over here.
Exactly. So, a lot of back and forth in this match. Evolution really, really good at cutting off the ring here. Isolates
Rosie or Jamal?
Rosie.
Okay, so Toa reigns.
Thank you. I thought it was Toa, but I wanted to double
Yep,
check.
Toa reigns.
Yep.
And Umaga Fatu is.
Umaga Fatu. Yeah, I remember Umaga.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, that one, he actually came back. So
Exactly.
It's a lot easier to remember that. But yes, they're isolating Toa, working on the big man's knee. Randy is like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Points at Big Nation, says, you know what's coming, big fella. Goes for the figure four, and Tao puts his foot out and shoots him out and flies out of the ring.
Beautiful.
Tags in Big Umaga, and he's going crazy, doing the run-in hip attack.
Yeah.
The sweet cheek music, if you will.
I like that sweet cheek me. That's funny.
Dropping both the boys off the match. Nails the Samoan drop on Orton. Similar to how Rick helped Triple H on
Sunday.
Thank
Yep.
you. At the Rumble. Triple H puts the foot on the rope, and Ric Flair is like, ref, this foot's on the rope. And then, of course, Rikishi, having none of that, drops Flair with a super kick.
Love it.
Throws Triple H over the barricade and says, this is your time, boys. This is your time. So, big tag. Tao hits the Samoan drop on Batista, which sets him up for a big Samoan splash from Umaga.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Batista tears his pec in this sequence.
Yeah.
Because he tears his pec in real life.
Real life, yeah. That's how we do. Yeah.
But 1, 2, 3, the Samoan SWAT team are your new tag team.
I love it.
champions.
Oh, it's so good. And I'll be honest, these are two guys that I think should have been strapped up in their first run. 3-minute warning was a very overact.
Yeah, it's surprising how over they are, and then like you kind of watch and like, this is just fun. It's just
exactly.
Good fun.
Yeah, and so I appreciate that. I like it a lot. And get well soon, Dave. We love having you.
Yeah.
And I look forward to booking a show that Dave is very notorious for being a part of, that being SmackDown. From Green Bay, Wisconsin! And this is the final SmackDown of the episode. On 1/30/2003, we open with Matt Hardy in the back, and he's talking to Shannon and Crash, and he blames the fact that he didn't go the distance with Jamie Noble because he's been dieting hard. He's been trying to get under that 225-pound mark because he's going to go after that Cruiserweight Championship that Rey Mysterio is holding hostage, that no good lying scoundrel hiding his face. I've got to get that title and put it around the waist of a very trustworthy man, Matt Hardy, version 1. And so he says, but don't worry. I've been getting you boys ready. Shannon, tonight, I believe in you. You can go the whole 30 minutes with Jamie Noble. I've got you the match. So this is in the back.
Of course.
So, from there, we hear the Iron Addicts music hit, and they come out with Jamie Noble, just cheer him on, holding the title, having their back, and they are having the first ever Excellent Initiative match in a trios form.
Nice.
With the Best First Generation. Because, so BFG, they came up short last week with the Regal Counter Threat, because they were cheating good.
I was about to say 4-on-1.
Yeah, 4-on-3.
Sorry, 4-on-3.
yeah. One man advantage.
Yeah.
And
+1.
Yes, +1. And so here, BFG are outnumbered, but the thing is, Jamie's not like Regal Counter Threat. He doesn't interfere. He actually joins the commentary team, Taz and Cole. And so when his friends, the Iron Addicts, are going at it with BFG, we see the emergence of the Regal Counter Threat, and Jamie gets off the headset and he goes and he's wagging his finger, he's pointing at Regal, and he says, you ain't doing this, not again. And so while he is trying to keep things steady, at that point Jamie gets jumped by Shannon Moore and Crash Holly, who then are laying the boots to him. This is what distracts Mark Jindrak, who gets a boot to the side of the head from Booker T, which then bends him over. Scissors kick, 1-2-3, BFG get the win, and Iron Addicts fall because of the distraction of Jamie getting beat down. Security separates the Magnitude followers from and the Regal Counter Threat away from Jamie, and he's taken to the back.
A lot of bodies there. I like it.
A lot of bodies going on. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. And so we see a package of Evolution highlighting the group's emergence at Survivor Series, their dominance in the Royal Rumble, all of the big things that they've done.
Short tag title reign.
The short tag title reign, but also the Undisputed Championship reign from Triple H.
Exactly.
And so as soon as that concludes, we see The Undertaker and Chuck Palumbo, and they pledge to end Evolution.
A lot of people pledging to end Evolution in this company.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Alpha Entertainment Worldwide is the ending of Evolution fed.
Anti-evolution era.
Yes, anti-evolutionary, exactly. So after we see those two packages roll, we have Rey Mysterio doing the first ever Cruiserweight Excellence Initiative match, where he is wrestling Tajiri. If Tajiri can last 30 minutes, he will then get a future Cruiserweight Championship match.
Nice.
However, Rey wins the match at 17 minutes 50 seconds, retaining and not having to worry about Tajiri challenging in the future.
Good stuff.
After Rey wins, he shakes hands with Tajiri. They're both good guys.
That makes sense.
And from there, we get a reminder of all that has gone down with the MPAA.
Right.
From the formation, where they came together as good guys, Mark Henry, D'Lo, Ron, Farouk and Bradshaw.
Right.
And then we see Mark go out with an injury. We see D'Lo lose until Farouk and Bradshaw beat him down. And so this is it ends with a graphic that says, up next, Bradshaw versus D'Lo Brown. And in said match, I'm sorry, D'Lo, I love you, D'Lo, Bradshaw wins.
Yeah, I know.
And so from there, we get Shannon Moore taking on Intercontinental Champion Jamie Noble. And unlike which was prognosticated by Matt Hardy, Shannon Moore does not go the distance.
I can't believe it.
He actually goes less time than Matt Hardy. Jamie Noble wins the match in 12 minutes, 10 seconds because Jamie is so heated. He's so angry. He's so out for revenge after Crash and Shannon jumped him.
Yeah.
And so Jamie makes short work of Shannon, and we see what I will say is one of the most unexpected semi-main events in SmackDown history.
Let's hear it.
The Laughing Man, humorist. He comes out with the microphone. He's ha-haing it up. He's going crazy. He's not got the makeup, but he's very Joker-esque.
Yeah.
And he's saying that when you're out to kill the heroes, you can't get much higher than the all-American hero Hulk Hogan. Come out here.
Okay.
I'm gonna prove that
Didn't see that one coming.
the Hurricane has no leg to stand on because I'm gonna take out Hulk Hogan. And so
Fascinating.
when it comes crashing down and it hurts
Inside,
inside.
yeah.
So Hogan makes his way out, cups the ear, all that, big boot, leg drop, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Hogan wins, but the reason he wins is because post-match he grabs the mic and he calls out Triple H. He says, "It's Starrcade, brother. I beat The Rock, brother. Brother. I'm coming back for that undisputed title, or coming for the undisputed title."
Yep. It sounds like Hogan.
And so,
Don't worry, I already politicked in the back with your wife.
I forgot to mention that all throughout the night,
Yeah.
we promote the main event, the White Boy Challenge.
Yeah, of course.
It has been answered by
A white boy.
Allentown, Pennsylvania's own Billy Kidman. He is challenging Rodney Mack. So we see a backstage segment before they go over the MPAA gimmick.
Yeah.
We see Teddy, and he says, "Oh, the White Boy Challenge is going to close out the show because Rodney Mack is TV champion." Exactly. And so then we reveal that it's Billy Kidman who's accepting it. And so tonight, Billy Kidman falls to Rodney Mack. And it is a one-sided beatdown. So don't get me wrong. Billy does the best that he can do as far as like he's
Puts in a good effort.
He's given effort, but the thing is, Rodney Mack is a very aggressive wrestler, and so the thing is, he goes for the drive-by, and he hits it. He hits the drive-by, but Kidman, unlike Edge, doesn't get counted out. He makes it just right at the final, at the 9, going for 10. Jamie comes in,
Okay.
but as soon as he gets in, Rodney bounces off the ropes and drops a knee on the back of Kidman's neck, rolls him over, 1, 2, 3. And retains, and so it's just a way to emphasize that this guy, Rodney Mack, is a smart wrestler, and isn't someone to mess with. So that was it. That's January.
Man, what a month!
Like
A lot happened.
a lot happened. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about something that's coming next episode. So in shoot February of 2003, in the real world.
Reality, if you will.
John Cena was on SmackDown.
Yes.
And he has a very famous match on the SmackDown brand with Bryan Danielson. It happens on Velocity.
Oh, right. Okay.
It happens on Velocity, but it happened on the
It was technically SmackDown.
it happened on the taping of SmackDown. Right. So I can still use it. And so as a teaser, in February, Bryan Danielson will be on SmackDown. Wow. Very exciting.
Oh, okay. That's how you reel people into the show. I can't top that.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Always and forever. Take care, guys.